Hello, everyone, and welcome to Fumbles and Fame Plays Tomb of Annihilation. Fumbles and Fame is an international Discord community created to connect DMs, GMs, and players around the world to discuss and enjoy our love for RPGs as a whole, and to play them together with a particular focus on D&D. With all that said, it is important to note that we at Fumbles and Fame are not affiliated with, endorsed, sponsored, or specifically approved by Wizards of the Coast, LLC. Now, we have a few announcements for a few upcoming games. First, we have a brand new game happening here right on the channel. 5 strangers have sold their souls for the promise of fulfilling their heart's desire, but only if they can recover the 7 coins of the God of Death. Will they succeed or fail? Only one way to find out, and that's to join them right here tomorrow at 6 p.m. UTC and join them as they play Tales from the Yawning Portal. This Tuesday also sees the return of our DDO stream. Join our adventurers as they work through the world of Zendrick on Tuesday, May 15th at 6 p.m. UTC and every Tuesday following. Saturday, May 19th, also sees the return of Curse of Strahd with Session 5, run by DM Leo. That plays at 4 p.m. UTC, May 19th. You can keep up with all that info and plenty more by, like I just said, joining us on the Discord and following us on Twitter, which is where you can find our Discord link. Finally, don't forget to utilize our loyalty system. For those on PC, when you hover your mouse over the bottom right corner of your video, you should see a logo that you can click on, and it will say Redeem XP. For those on mobile or tablet, now you will be able to find just a little puzzle piece right up at the top of the chat box, I believe it is, that you can click on and do the same and help out the party. Maybe we'll prevent someone from dying this time. Who knows? With all that, let's take a moment and we'll get settled in as I go over what happened last time on Fumbles and Fame, Tomb of Annihilation. So last time, the party, delving into the house of man and crocodile, sought what lay beyond a puzzle door. Very cleverly, they figured it out, and after a time, Ven, on Galinden's shoulders, emulated crocodile on man's back, and they entered the shrine. There, they discovered a jug with all manner of corks, and very quickly discovered that it was a strange jug that seemed empty until you called for certain liquids, but it doesn't seem to have produced any water with the call of water, which has frustrated the party. However, you guys took the jug, escaped rather quickly, and as the entire shrine began to collapse in behind you, you managed to escape with a little bit of bruising here and there, and left the house of man and crocodile destroyed. You rested and then set out for Portney and Zaru with the plan that you were potentially going to catch a ship that would either take you around the western coast or the eastern coast. You have 2 options. One, going to Shilku Bay to head in to where you would find Omu, or you had also remembered that Nafir, an Arakokra of Chult, had once told you that if you visited the monastery of Kir Sabal, that the elder would be able to perform a ritual that would give you flight. Now, Kir Sabal is still a distance away, but you figure catching a ship to Kitcher's Inlet, where Port Castiliar and the ruins of Mesro are, would be your best bet. You had traveled to Port Nyanzaru. However, about midway through your travel, tragedy struck. A zombie T-Rex had barged into your camp, and in the conflict, Runa Ríkisdóttir succumbed to her injuries and died. The party, after dealing with the threat, all had gathered around Runa, except one, and knowing the consequence of death, knowing that it meant that the Soulmonger had claimed their cleric, Morthos drew a dagger, and crying out to his patron, the Raven Queen, plunged it into his own chest. Just like that, 2 party members were gone. But Morthos, through sheer will and devotion, managed to somehow pull Runa's soul from the very clutches of obliteration, and together the 2 of them returned to their bodies. Considerably shaken, the rest of the journey passed peacefully, and they finally arrived at Port Nyanzaru, the city much as they left it. And in fact, people were celebrating. It was almost festive. And you had discovered that it was race day, and that the dino races would be starting soon. So, deciding that you all needed a little outlet, you all needed a little something to be able to get your mind off of the things that had just happened a few days ago, you had decided to participate. And you had bet on all manner of different things happening. Dinos taking riders out, riders falling off, dinos finishing or placing first or going last. Because it seemed that the dino races, you can pretty much bet on anything. You guys had placed a number of bets on all sorts of outcomes, and most of you got paid, although some didn't. As the night came to a close, Ven and Morthos both turned to drink, and very, very drunkenly had gone to bed, where Morthos encountered a female figure that seemed a lot like Ven, and had quickly kind of drunkenly chased her out of the room, the figure turning to gas and floating against the wind, where Galinden saw it and gave chase, but soon after lost it. The next day, Galinden approached Ven, and together they came to the conclusion that it was not Ven, obviously, but someone very close to her, and what seemed to be a full-fledged vampire. Together, you guys had walked down to the harbor master to send letters and were walking back to Kaya's house of repose when Galinden, you had had your coin purse stolen, ripped right off your belt by a young boy, and had given chase. Then, you had kind of wanted shelter from the beating sun coming down, and so you had ducked into an alley, whereupon you were beset by what had seemed to be bookies who had seen you casting spells to affect the dino race earlier. Intent on hurting you, they had advanced, but were stopped by a black blur that very quickly dispatched Ven's assailants. And then, while licking her fingers, this lithe, pale-skinned vampire with glowing red eyes and black hair and painted red pointed nails, kind of licking her fingers, she had said, "Hello, sister." And that is where we pick up our tale today. So, Ven.
How old does she look? I mean, I know she's a full-fledged vampire, but I mean, does she look like she might be older than me, younger than me?
She has the look of about 26.
Like a 26-year-old human?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. Okay. She's gonna kind of take a half step back from this figure. Sister?
Why, yes. I know Mother and Father quite well. I have come here searching for you. They thought you were dead. I'm so happy to see you. Come here. It is my first time ever having a sister.
Yep, me too. She takes another half step back.
Okay.
Mother and Father sent you?
Yes. I came in on that ship just out in the harbor. I had to board with a bunch of holy men. Boy, that was risky.
That's horrible.
It was. Look, I'm a bit parched. Do you want a drink?
No, I'm good. I ate like 6 people last night, so it's okay.
Really?
Yeah, haven't you heard the rumors?
Well, I had heard certain rumors around home. And it's good to see that you don't disappoint.
Nope, not me. I live up to my name.
Well, let's get inside. Come.
Oh, God. Do I follow her?
I don't know. You tell me.
Where's she leading me? Into just a random
You're not really
building?
kind of further down the back alley.
Okay, she's gonna go, but she's gonna be super, super alert.
Okay. As you begin to follow, Galinden, you are running towards this little boy. The little boy kind of ducks and weaves under carts and awnings and kind of knocks over some fruit, and the kind of hawker is just like, "Oh, what the hell?" And uh, you push past and kind of continue on, and you manage to get within arm's reach of him. I'm going to get you to make a grapple check now, please.
Is that athletics or acrobatics, or is that just straight strength?
It's strength. What'd you get?
7.
7. Okay, the boy's not overly strong, and while he does try and kind of wriggle out of your arm, you've got him for just a half second before he does kind of pull away from your arm, but at this point, he kind of runs and smacks right into the kind of chest plate, feathered chest plate of a city guard. What is this now? And the boy kind of, just kind of floored that he's now facing the guards. You catch up, obviously, you're right there. Did this boy do something to you?
He looks frozen.
He does look frozen. Oh no. Well, in the meantime, the rest of the party, you have all woken up, come down, you're beginning to eat breakfast. And Morthos, you feel like shit. Not only are you hungover, but there is just this consistent, like you didn't get enough sleep, like you're tired, like you're. Ugh.
I said I would make sure that he would not get a hangover, so he got a lesser restoration as soon
Yes,
as he
this
came
is
out
true.
of the room with the...
Okay, so not hungover, but you still kind of feel like it, as you know that you, or at least as you have guessed, you are now affected with the death curse.
I'm sitting next to him.
No. Last game we had mechanically taken away the 1 point, so you are fine. Looking down your shirt now, because it is no longer a vein, but looking down your shirt, you can see that all of the veins coming out of the heart of your heart are blackened. They haven't seemed to extend it any further today. And now it's just kind of wondering where your party is. And as we wonder, now back to Galinden. Galinden, the guard, had kind of caught this boy, and he had looked at you and he had said, "Did this boy do something to you?"
Only take too much of the coin from my purse.
Well, we can have him thrown in executioner's run. Come on, boy.
No, that's fine.
Maybe-
That's fine. I actually needed to talk to this boy.
Well, the law must be punished. It does not matter whether he is boy, girl, man, woman, elder. He must run. But we will give you the opportunity to talk to him.
I just wanted to pay him, but he got confused and must have. I look at the kid like, huh?
The boy kind of, yes, that is what happened. And the guard kind of,
My
fine,
purse
he is
back
your
and-
problem now. And he throws the boy towards you.
You don't have a family, do you?
I live in the old city. I was trying to get money for food.
Right. Well, let's take care of that for you.
You are not going to kill me?
No, no. I'm not from around here. I do things a little bit differently than what you are used to, I'm assuming.
I did not want to run. My father had to run. He didn't make it.
I am sorry to hear that. What of your mother?
She disappeared.
And what do people call you?
My name? My name is Chewaka.
Well, Chihuahua, let's find you something to eat. I actually need to go back and look for a friend while we look for food as well.
You will not find her.
Why?
The lady, she paid me to steal your purse. She said that I would get more if I could get you away from your friend.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Chihuahua. Follow me. And I lead him back to the inn where we're staying.
Okay, as you begin to lead him back towards the inn, then you are back with your sister. And your sister kind of says, I can't tell you how excited I am to finally meet you. I was always told so much. I'm Rosalind, by the way. Rosalind Claremont.
Are you Aryan's daughter as well?
No. I guess you could kind of say I'm adopted.
You know, I understand that feeling.
I'm not like you. They would sometimes remind me of that I wasn't his. I was just something that they took pity on. For the first little bit, I had to do a lot of work.
What kind of work?
Just things. I got the feeling that they were in mourning, so I had to, mostly take care of the bodies.
How long have you been with them?
Only about a month and a half. I showed up on their doorstep one day, and it had just kind of happened that they hadn't heard from you. You hadn't sent a letter. You had just gone into Baldur's Gate and then disappeared. Nobody had heard from you. Nobody had seen anything. I started there. That house is abandoned. And then I remembered that there was something about an expedition, and so I asked around and tasted around and discovered the truth of things. And at this point, she kind of comes to around a house, and in this kind of back corner is this hatch in the ground, and she opens it up, and she kind of gestures down, and this seems to lead down into maybe a sewer, but it's weird because you know that most of the time the city's sewers and everything run up above. So perhaps this is like an older sewer?
Does it smell?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. That smells way too bad. I am not going down there.
She says, but the sun, it's only going to get worse.
I can walk in it. So.
Well, I guess there's just another thing that shows you're better than me, she says.
I didn't mean it like that. Don't.
It's
don't
fine.
make
No,
this into something.
it's fine.
It's not.
It's fine. Well, then, where do you want to go? Surely not back to those meat sacks you've been calling friends.
Those meat sacks have, been very helpful.
Well, of course they're helpful. I imagine you've been feeding on one of them late at night, getting your fix.
Well, maybe a couple.
I like that. Maybe I'll get a group together. Something that it's like Meals on Wheels. I like it.
Exactly. You must be sure to ask permission, though, first. You want to keep them on your good side.
Ask permission?
Yes, keep them on your good side.
Do that.
And they
We just
continually
charm them.
supply. Yeah, but they get so angry after you do that. It's such hassle.
I have a particular knack for it, she says.
Oh, do you?
Mm-hmm.
I must be getting back now. It was great to meet you, Rosalind.
You're not just going to leave me here. What do you expect me to do?
Go home?
And tell Mother and Father what?
That I'm alive. And if you would like, there's letters on a ship over there. I imagine Ven knows the name of the ship, so she says, the name of the ship. You can just take those and bring them straight to Mother and Father.
She says, letters, you say? On that ship? Well, maybe I just will take that ship. She says, pleasure to meet you too, dear sister. Come home soon. And she reaches up and actually gives you a full-on kiss on the mouth. And then you kind of taste the remnants of blood on her lips. And then she immediately just kind of, you see her just kind of change into this shapeless mist and begin to kind of wind her way through the shadows.
Ven's gonna start kind of shaking a little bit and kind of like holding her hands together like a lady in front of her and try not to let them show that they're shaking and make her way back towards the inn.
Okay. Galinden, you return to the inn. Your friends are there all eating. The boy kind of stops at the doorway. This is a fancy place. I do not belong here.
We will get you a bath and we will get you fed. We will figure out what to do with you after. Follow me. And I go inside and I try and look for anyone from the group.
Okay, yeah. All the Sin, Morthos, Runa, and Selenia are all sitting. They're kind of sitting back now. You can see that Sin is probably going, are you going to eat that? And like stealing from everybody else's plate, eating the leftovers, probably eating the rind of a fruit, even though, you're not really supposed to.
I'm hovering over Morpho. Like, are you sure you're not hungry? Maybe you should eat something more.
Kind of acting like a little bit of an annoyed teenager if his mom or whatever has his, like, head down on the table while, like, his arms are sprawled out on the table as well, just like, I'm not hungry, I'm good.
But he looks so pale.
You guys see Galinden approach with a dirty-faced boy, unkempt brown hair, wearing essentially sackcloth around him.
Runa, I've found this.
Who have we here? I say, and bend over to the little boy.
He kind of cowers away from you for a second, and he goes, I am Chawaka, noble lady.
Hi, Shuaka. I am Runa. Very nice to meet you. You look hungry. Come, sit with me. And I pat the bench beside me.
Okay, he kind of comes up. At this point, a group of individuals over in Kaya's seem to loudly kind of cheer something for a second. And as we do that, let's all cheers our good friend Exilium in the chat. Better late
Cheers.
than never. All right. And Kaya kind of comes over, looks strangely at the child, looks strangely at you, kind of giving you this look like, no, I can't keep taking these kids.
I look at her with puppy eyes and I say, "You said you need help doing the dishes." By the way, did the girl show up last night?
Are you asking
I
from
asked
like
her
your
that.
memory or asking Kaya?
Yeah. I'm asking Kaya. Yeah,
Okay, you're asking Kaya. Kaya says, yes, she has been
Oh,
on time
perfect.
every time I need her.
I took her hand and I pet her and say, "You are such a good soul. I can see it in your eyes. The gods are pleased with someone like you who has charity and a good heart."
Well, that might be true, but I cannot take this boy.
Do you know someone who could?
Uh, perhaps at the dye works he could work.
What?
And I kind of look at him while saying this to Kaya, like, he has sticky fingers that have yet to be washed. Perhaps with a bath and some food, he will be the perfect young man to work at the dye works.
Sticky fingers, you say, and
There is more
look
to
down
the
at the
story,
boy.
but yes.
At this point, Galinden, you will have got your coin purse back, by the way, obviously. And the boy just kind of bashfully looks down at like anything but you. And he kind of looks around. Kaya says, well, then a bath he shall have. When
Thank
it is
you.
done, you can go see Omala at the dye works. See if he has something for you.
Thank you once again, Kaya.
You will be paying for it. She walks away.
I will
So,
place my hand on the head of the child and say, "Let's do something about sticky fingers." And I use prestidigitation to clean him up, head to toe.
As the dirt kind of whisks off of him, he just kind of, you are a great wizard.
I am a cleric,
Oh,
a servant of the gods.
okay.
And I will lay this blessing upon you. And I give him guidance so that he now feels another tingling sensation as the spell takes hold. And I also put a Gaius on you. I want you to have only sticky fingers because you eat honey cake. If I hear that your fingers are sticky and some gold coins that don't belong to you will stick on them, something very bad will happen.
Are you
And
actually casting Gaius on him?
No.
Okay.
I'm just casting guidance. And I use
So I was
cantrips
gonna
to make
say,
it.
wow.
No. I let him think that I cast Gaius.
Okay,
Should I intimidate him?
He just kind of no intimidation needed. He is wide-eyed. He is just, yes, lady, yes. And then Kaya kind of comes back after a few minutes and kind of, okay, come on, boy, pulls him away.
As I was saying, though, the boy had an alter reason why he took my purse specifically. I was
What
walking
reason
with
is that?
men.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yes. I had
Is Ven
suspected something of, not Ven, but something wrong going on. I followed wind, gas, something last night that left from Kai's house here. Morthos, do you remember anything like that last night? Encountering anything?
He was kind of nodding off, like, what?
There, as he kind of says it again, Morthos, there's like the vaguest of like, maybe?
It was probably the drink in me. I don't know.
Drink can do that to one's body and mind, but I talked with Ven this morning on our walk, and I don't suspect anything ill towards of her or anything like that. She reassured me anything untoward she would deal with, given her nature. But this boy said that there was a lady who had paid him and will pay him more to distract me to get Ven alone. And
Oh no.
Ven won't be coming back alone, I guess.
Just as you say this, the door opens and you all kind of casually, as one does when it opens in a restaurant or something, you can't help sometimes but look. And you see Ven.
And she enters looking immaculate. There's no blood on her lips anymore. She has licked that away. She's not shaking anymore. Her hair is perfect. She doesn't look like she just saw a ghost.
She's not alone.
Where you been?
Oh, I was out.
And you met someone? Or someone wanted to meet you and used nefarious means to get you alone?
That's news to you.
Oh, that someone used nefarious means to get to me?
Yeah.
She just sort of eyes Galindan, and then she says, "Oh, it was nothing nefarious at all. It's no worries."
You don't
Can I
have
do an insight check?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
you
yes.
can.
She does a little worried. That's why she's acting so calm.
I got a natural 20 on my insight check.
Bullshit.
I rolled a 2. I trust Ven. If she says it's okay.
Sin doesn't like liars.
I got a 12.
A 12. Okay, real quick, roll a deception check for me.
Oh shit, I'm good at that. I've rolled a natural 1. So
You're a straight liar right now.
Yeah, even Runa, there's something about that. Now, interestingly enough, it's not that Ven is lying. It's more that Ven isn't telling the whole truth.
So lying.
No, it's a gray area. It's a very, very gray area.
Sin doesn't have a gray area. It's either
Oh,
the
that's
truth or the
fair.
lie.
That's fair.
Our dungeon master has an interesting definition.
moral alignment.
You can tell us, if something is wrong. We are always there for you.
Is there other people milling about in the inn?
For
yes,
sure.
yes, but not enough. Like, they would have to really, really have to be paying attention to hear your conversation. No one is eavesdropping, nor is anyone close enough that they would inadvertently hear it.
She's gonna look at Galindan and say, "You said something about someone who looked like me."
Earlier this morning, Morthos, I'm not sure you even remember, I came to you and I had asked if anything had happened before Ben and I went on our walk. And you gave me a little bit more information than, it's okay, just lie there, it's fine. Then right now, there's an elvish remedy I'll give you later. But yeah, that I thought you had gone in, or he thought that it was you in his room early in the morning, and then you had told me that it wasn't. Yeah.
Well, you see, there might be someone who definitely looks a little bit like me in town, who is not like me.
What?
She bears a fang at you and she says, "Nice."
Was that supposed to be a threat?
No, it's not a threat.
She was just making a point.
It's
So you're saying there is.
So you're a vampire?
That's Sin looks
Good morning,
looks at-
Selenia.
Sin looks at Selenia and goes, "What?"
shh, quiet.
He kind of throws his axe on the table and goes, "What?"
No, you guys know I'm not a anyways, there is one in town who is not quite nice.
Well, we
And
must
and
kill
she
her.
may no, you will not.
How much love do you bear to this lookalike?
strange vampire.
Well, actually I kind of hate her. But no, we're not killing her.
How do you hate someone you do not know?
Are you sure? Because I could totally do that.
Please, let's wait. Let's see what happens. And
Well-
just prepare
Where
some
is she
holy
going?
water and some sunlight spells.
Can't help with the
Did you-
sunlight, but I have holy water, and we could not leave the town with a vampire on the loose. A bad vampire.
I think
and
she's
not
leaving.
half.
She's
Well, she
either-
was in Morthos' room. I mean, God knows what she was doing.
She looked at Morthos and was like, he looks okay.
Morthos
I look
is
at
now
Morthos and
wide-eyed,
instead
He
Just,
does
like,
not
looking
look
around.
okay. He is definitely not okay.
Is
He's
that why
not
you were so
paler.
pale? And I look
No,
him
no,
over.
no. He doesn't have any.
Can
he's
I
fine.
check it?
He was
Yeah.
not bit.
Has
Anyways,
he punctured?
I think she's either stalking me or
Oh, she's stalking you.
leaving.
Then she must go.
No. Maybe she's okay. I just want to wait and see. Okay. If
But you
she
said
does
you
anything
hated her.
towards one of us, I mean, I kind of do. But
But you don't know her. We don't know her.
there's extenuating circumstances. I don't want to just kill her right away.
So if you hate her,
Sin,
we
you
must
don't
hate
understand the word extenuating. I just want to make that point.
her. I have no clue what you just said, but I'm gonna run with it. But like I said, if you hate her, we've got to hate her because we're all in this together.
I don't
And if she's
necessarily.
in
Okay, I
Morthos' room,
kind of hate her.
okay, so we kind of hate her too then.
But I don't completely hate her.
So we don't completely hate her too,
So
but
we don't kill her. This has
but
nothing-
doesn't
At
mean
this
I don't
point,
have to.
Morthos, you throw up.
See, she did something. She did
He would
something.
not be throwing up if someone bit him. That's not how it works. Do you want to find out?
Did she tell you where she was going?
She said she was going back to the boat where I put my letters. I think she's probably gonna like burn them or something or doctor them.
Sin looks at
Wait,
Morthos.
the letters or the boat? I'm getting confused
The
here.
letters. She's very interested in the letters.
She say
I
why she's here?
precipitate the puke
Fine.
away, by the way, just for the.
Thank
Hand
you for
wave.
that.
I need
You're
something
welcome.
dry.
But I mean, I pet his head. It's all good. But she's not a half vampire, and she is sustained by feeding on humanoids, right?
Definitely, yep. And she may
She's
or may
gotta
not
go.
feed more than necessary.
Like
So
what
she's
money is
bloodthirsty.
in here?
And you want us to just let her go on a ship where there is no other assistance found but humanoids. So
Well,
she might
she
kill half
came-
the crew.
She came across a ship and she didn't eat all them.
Well, what if
Because
there's
she came with holy
innocence?
men who would have killed her.
What ship?
A holy ship. I don't know. Some holy ship. But
And they didn't notice
she
that they
was-
have a vampire
only-
on board.
What
to be
kind of holy
fair,
people
the
are
only
they?
people she killed were people who were trying to kill me. So she saved my life. Maybe. I probably could have handled it.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Sin looks up. You don't by chance feed on any of us in the night, do you?
Do you have holes in your neck or other parts of your body?
I don't know what you have to cover that up.
I just pull it out of your skin, okay? I just look at you and it comes out into my mouth. Yeah, that's how it works.
Sin stands up and says, "My blood is in my body." You shall not
Stay
take.
there.
At this point, the rest you all become acutely aware that the rest of the inn has either left or is just kind of watching.
I look at the people watching. What is you doing? Mind your own business.
I was gonna say
They kind of immediately like go back to everything that they were doing as this big enraged man who they can see is getting just the slightest crackle along the hair. They're all like, nope.
Nope, fuck
I'm gonna
that.
grab him by the shoulder and yank him down to sit.
Calm your lightning.
Yeah, we don't want none of that.
So how's everyone doing?
Oh, we ain't done with this topic. No.
Oh no. You need to explain some more.
Explain what? I've told you everything.
We have told you everything about us. Now it's time for you to tell us about you.
That's not true. I don't know shit about Galinden, Morthos,
Okay.
or Runa.
Okay,
Or
we're sitting
Selenia.
around the table right now.
That's what
Okay,
you like
let's
to
play a
know.
Here,
game.
I'll pass the
Okay,
torch. I
that's
throw my
knowing the
axe in
truth.
front of Selenia.
Oh shit!
Now the big guns come out.
Paladin's
Truth
done
or
with the shit.
dare?
All right, so as a zone washes over all of you, you all need to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, not 20.
14?
19.
The dice keeps rolling off the damn table.
I roll it on my book.
All right,
My
what's
dice
your
is
spell
bad.
save DC, Selenia? It's 15.
It's a 14.
Okay. So
I pretend like it works.
I heard a 19.
I got
Who
18.
was the 19? Galinden 18. Morthos.
Natural 20.
Okay. Sin.
The drunk one.
14.
Okay.
15.
15. And Selene was the one that cast it. Okay, interesting. Sin, you are beguiled by this spell, and you cannot speak a deliberate lie. The wording of the spell is important. Now, the other wording of the spell, interestingly enough, Selenia, you are acutely aware that Ven, Morthos, Runa, and Galinden are not under the effect of your spell.
Oh, he knows.
It says right in the spell, you know whether each creature succeeds or fails its saving throw.
Shit.
Um,
Really now?
now,
You're casting spells on us?
Nice try.
Mm-hmm.
Blech.
Well, you're just gonna
I
have
have
to
you
tell the
know.
truth then.
Everything
telling
I
the
say is the truth.
I already passed the
Well, I
torch.
know you're telling the truth, Runa. You're very truthful. I'm not trusting the vampire-ish chick over here right now.
I have a name. I would appreciate you using it.
Yes, Ben.
Holy woman thing.
I grab my axe back and I throw it in front of Ven and I say, all right, start explaining. That's
Why
the
am I
torch right
starting?
there.
I've done a bunch of explaining, and she picks it up
Yeah.
and she puts it in front of Runa.
We'll just
Well,
go in a
What
circle.
am I
Surprised you picked that axe up.
supposed to say? I picked that axe up without a problem. What do you want me to say? What
Where are
do
you
you
from?
want to know?
Who's your family? We don't know anything about you except you live with some dwarves.
I am from Waterdeep. I have been a servant in the service of Tolley since I've been 4 years old when I was adopted by my adoptive mother, Rika, who's suffering under the death curse, which I'm pretty sure I told you all about before and after we did the prayer circle. And indeed, I lived for some years with dwarves. I have been a medic on the battlefields after the giants ravaged the countryside. I don't have kids. I've never been married. Anything else you want to know?
Nope. Good job. Pass it on.
And I give it to the person next to me, which is Morthos, I guess.
What do you want to know?
Everything.
The truth.
The truth of what?
Who are you?
My name
Who
is
are
Marcos.
you behind the person that, like, before us?
Do you know what that
You
black
already
thing
know
is
I
on your
was a
arm?
member of the Arcane Brotherhood.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's all you talk about.
Okay.
Deeper.
Well, my parents passed away a couple years ago. And that's when I spent most of the last 5 years under pseudo fatherhood and apprenticeship to fully under Archmage Arcane Kashan, and I also spent most of my life learning how to fight from my best friend Rilad and Gwema. And he takes the axe and passes it over.
Who are you passing it to? Who's sitting next to Morthos?
I think Sin or Glendon.
This is my axe. I go last.
Oh, okay. Glendon then. But he kind of struggles with it.
All right, Glendon, the axe has been passed to you, I guess.
Well, I guess in the interest of honesty, I am from the High Forest, North High Forest. And for my young years, I was in a tribe of kin similar to myself. We were led by a druid, a high-level ritual caster, and I learned how to weave magic into some of my arrows, I guess. An ancient art form, sort of lost to the elves. I fell in love. I had a child. And both were taken from me simultaneously.
By who?
Nature wanted them back, I guess.
I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I've never really dealt with that one specifically, of all the tragedies in my life, and of all the horrors I've seen in my 200 odd years. That's the one question.
The one question is what happened with them, or
Well, why?
why they were taken.
But after that, I decided to wander, and so I did for 10 years or so around the High Forest in the northern parts of the Sword Coast. And that's when I met and joined up with a squirrel who was a part of the Emerald Enclave, who I later found out was another druid. And that's how, yeah, she was pretty good. I miss her dearly. And so for the next 70 years after that, I worked with the Emerald Enclave, and I still work there now.
Morthos and Sylvan will say his condolences and thank you for his tale. And Sylvan.
Well, who's next? And I kind of like throw the axe on the table.
I push it this
I'll
way.
pick it up. I'll go.
This is
I
going to be
was
good,
raised
I say,
by-
and lean forward.
The mysterious one.
Mhm. I'm not sure who my parents are. I was abandoned or lost. I don't know. I was found at Fort Morning Lord in the Sword Coast before it was sealed by I can't remember who was the king at the time. Tolley, I can't remember.
It's
Anyway.
unimportant. Just say the king.
Yeah, by the king. Let's say that by the king, and then I was raised by the priests that camp outside the old fort. They are the priests of Lythander. I was with them until the age of 11 when Lord Dalmas and his group of companions came to the camp, and I asked him if I could follow him and learn his ways of being a paladin, because I did not want to be a priest. Not about that life.
What's so wrong with that?
I like to fight. I don't know. I was always picked on by other kids because of my hair. So
They were just jealous.
didn't
It's
lose the fight.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
they got their ass beat. Yeah, I'm much younger than you guys, I am assuming. I'm only 20. So I've been with Lord Damas up till now, until I met you guys. And before I came here, or came with you guys here, I was about to take my oath to serve the king as the paladin of his. And then I'm here with you. You guys have any questions for me?
So what
Any-
made you not take your oath and come here?
Well, it's supposed to be my final test before I can actually take it.
Okay.
This is a very harsh final test.
I know, right?
I mean,
I hate
they
this
know
jungle.
what they were asking from you. Any significant other children? Most likely not if you are only 20 and had to train so hard.
No children. No significant other. No.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. And I hand it directly to Vin.
Oh, my turn again?
You're the last one besides Sin.
You didn't take your turn.
My turn was the beginning. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, but you didn't tell us exactly where you're from, where your parents are,
I told
who
you
your
guys
parents
where I'm from
Nope.
when we first met. I introduced
That's your from
myself as
Stronghold, yeah.
no, I'm from Darkhold.
I
Darkhold.
lean in
oh,
and
yeah.
I say, so then how are you are?
Fine, I'll start at the beginning. My name is Lady Livin Claremont of the Claremont family who rule Darkhold. My father is Doran Claremont. My mother is Aryan Claremont. I'm how I am because of an arrangement between them and someone else. They are vampires. I am Dampier. Okay, I'm done.
Oh,
How does
no.
this work? I always wondered.
What? How does what work?
When I look at you with the abilities that Callum War bestowed on me, I can see you on both sides of the whale. So this is weird because that means that you are
That's
half
rude.
undead.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
just
I'm
calling
half-
it as I see it. But
I'm
how does
half
that
undead.
work?
I'm
You've been born
human
this
and vampire. Yes, I was born.
So you're
I was
born partially
born-
dead?
Yeah, I guess so. If you consider a vampire dead, I don't really see it that way.
Do I
Does
count
your
since
heart
I'm
beat?
already halfway dead now?
Sometimes.
Oh, that must
were
be when you
those?
have feelings.
Do I count since I'm already halfway dead?
You're not.
I
halfway
look
dead.
at you with my grave side. Can I see him on both sides of the whale, or is he with us? He's different than Ven, right?
Mhm.
No, you're not. And if I have anything to say about it, you are not going to pass over. Not anytime soon. We're going to go to Omu and do what we are destined to do, I suppose.
I'll
And I
get us a
pat-
round of drinks then.
So why was your sister here then?
And do you have siblings that you know? Have you brothers and sisters who are Dampier as well?
Nope. No Dampier brothers or sisters. The one and only.
Clearly you
But-
have a sister, so you're not one and only.
Yeah.
You don't know that. You guys don't know that.
And who was the person who was looking for you?
A lunatic?
So, lunatic vampires on the loose. And I clutch my holy
Okay,
symbol.
maybe she's not a lunatic.
I think
Maybe she's just.
Why are you
So-
defending her?
I don't know.
Do you have any relations with this person?
No, not really. Sort of. It's complicated.
We're sitting around the table and being honest with each other, and yet you sit here and continue to lie.
It's not my story. It's
Do you
not-
feel kinship to this vampire
She's a
because
vampire.
she's a vampire?
Yeah, of course. I'm half vampire.
Yeah, well, but you don't. You
Kill
don't.
people.
Yes, thank you.
I've killed a few people since I've been with you guys. I guess they were mostly undead people.
I think it's something different if you kill someone on the field of battle or in self-defense, or if you go after them and suck them dry. So
Hold on. What? So, if I kill someone on the field of battle and then suck them dry in battle, is that okay? They're
I'm
already
against the
dead.
sucking dry thing on a general.
Okay, maybe not dry, just a little, just a little.
At this point, you guys hear a little bit of a from Morthos as he comes back and sits down with drinks. He's just got this large cup of steaming coffee in his hands, and he's just kind of slowly blowing on it. And he's just like, don't talk about. But continue.
I mean,
I'm against undead on principle.
I don't care. I just don't
I'm
want to
just
be lied
sometimes
to.
a little
I care.
thirsty.
And I'm against them.
Well, obviously we rock with her, so I mean, you're not too against it.
He's
She's
not
still around.
undead. He is something in between, and from what I saw her do, or saw you do, you have acted honorably. You're trying to help do the world a great service by going into this very dangerous jungle and hunt after the soulmonger. So in my book, you're cool. But it doesn't extend to other vampires.
All I ask is that we don't hunt her down. If she comes to us, or if she does something that requires our attention, then maybe. But until then, I'd rather not just... It's wrong. If you can just justify, just killing an undead, what doesn't justify us from just killing a human?
What
or
justifies
living?
her walking in Morthos' room?
Because
Okay, that was wrong.
they're unnatural.
But we also did that. Think about it. We also did that to the hag. We walked right into her house after we murdered her.
Unnatural.
So
She is.
She-
She was an evil creature, and
She attacked
killed
us.
all the people there.
in my eyes, you guys are acting sort of evil by just wanting to witch hunt this woman. Do you
It's
not
not
see?
She's an
hunt.
undead.
So that's so racist.
I'm just being unjust that she walked in Morthos' room.
Obviously, she is
She didn't
climbing
touch
in
you,
rooms
she
at
didn't do
night.
anything.
And then apparently
So you would kill someone for trespassing?
she made some boy like
Depending.
snatch Glinden's stuff so she could have one-on-one time with you. What was so
But she
important with the
plays some
one-on-one?
tricks. It wasn't anything that was important. It's just she didn't want Galinden around. Have you seen this guy?
It doesn't
heard the witch
matter.
hunt he put me on already?
I said that.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Kaya kind of approaches. She goes, the boy is washed. And could you keep it down a little? I've lost it.
Are we being
We
loud?
apologize.
I
Are we
stand
too
back
loud
up.
for you?
Sin, sit down.
It is fine. She just kind of sighs and goes away. Leaves the boy standing there. He looks like he's had a hard brushing. The skin is kind of like red and a little raw. As she's had to kind of scrub real deep and make sure he's all clean. She gave him kind of essentially new clothes, but they aren't anything to smile at or anything. They're poor man's clothes, but he kind of just stands there awkwardly, looking at you all, very tense looks on your faces.
Morthos
Well,
casts
down.
thaumaturgy on himself to change his eye color to like a flaming green and then back to the orangish yellow while staring at him.
He's just further just alarmed and like so freaked
I
out.
smack Morthos
gonna
on the
poke him in the
shoulder
back
like,
with
leave the
mage
boy
hand.
alone.
I'm gonna tap on his shoulder from behind with mage hand. I'm gonna sneak it down near the floor and bring it up and just tap on his shoulder.
I look at him and I say, boy.
It's all right.
He just
Don't
kind
be
of takes a
afraid.
couple steps back.
She pushes him a little bit with the mage hand, like, hold on, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
We have to go and speak to Omala
Yes.
at the dye works.
I
for
take
you,
my
young
axe
man.
back.
Yes.
Perhaps we can finish this conversation later.
Another time. We have such a long way to go to Omu, so yes.
Anyone know the way to the dye works?
Do you know the way? I asked the boy.
Do you know the way?
The dye works themselves are not very hard to find, and the boy does know the way. It's not very far from you at all. If you head down into the market ward, way past down near the Tariki anchorage, he says you'll smell it before you see it.
Oh dear. That sounds not so pleasant.
All right, so everybody's going to the dye works, I take it?
Yes, and I would like to say to chat, undead is not a race.
In my opinion.
That's a status.
By the way, it's you're still being two-faced by saying, well, we have to kill these ones, and because they're
Should I
one certain
drive
way.
a hard
Sin
line
stands up and says, "Enough of this. We are going."
All right, so you guys begin picking your way towards the dye works. The sounds of the city flourish around you, the sounds of dinos moving about. And you've gotten to the point now where, having been in Chult almost 2 months, this is starting to, T-Rex, a young T-Rex walks past you and you're like, oh, yeah, okay. And you begin picking your way towards the dye works, and you do indeed smell it before you see it. And it's that acrid smell that you've been smelling every once in a while as you've come in through the city and everything else. It's that very acrid smell of vats of dyeing clothes. And as you approach, you can see that it is just these huge barrels and sheds of all different manners of cloth and weaves and everything else that are going on, different colors. However, there seems to be a little bit less production than maybe one might initially expect. But as you approach, a figure comes up to you and says, welcome, I am Shamas. What can I do for you? Do you need some clothes dyed?
Not today. I actually need to speak to Omala. Is that person around?
He is very busy at the moment. He cannot come.
I must insist. I believe I have someone that can help you out in your shop and make it running a little bit quicker and a little bit smoother. An extra pair of hands.
Well, I will go see if he will speak to you. Walks away. Comes back after a period of time with a gray-haired, kind of gray-eyed, very colorful arms, actually, just because of his profession and the fact that he dyes clothes all the time. But he's very, very old, and he kind of comes forward and he kind of, yes, what can I do for you?
Sir, do you need help in your dye works? I have someone that needs to get off the street, and then
I need help for myself, boy, before I could take anyone else on. I have angered the Etepka.
What is that?
And he shows you, it is a silver coin with a Triceratops head on it. Not like a real Triceratops head, of course. It's pressed silver. But he says, I have made a mistake.
What kind of a mistake?
I purchased dancing monkey fruit from this woman. She had red eyes. She told me they would be used to make fruit. And I didn't want them at first. I have never done anything illegal. But somehow she convinced me to do it. She convinced me to pay her the money for the fruit. And now...
I change my glance over to them.
Now I need to I must go to Golden Throne. I must beg Quixote for forgiveness. Otherwise, they will put me in executioner's run. And I am an old man. I cannot run.
Is it a matter of money? Or is it
I
pride?
don't know. We would have to speak to Quixote. Please, you come with me. You look brave, strong. If you come with me, I will take the boy.
Well, I feel a sort of obligation. So
No, we are on a timer because the world is going to be destroyed if we don't hurry. But I guess one last small detour.
we come back to a completely ramshackle Port Nianzaru because of a rampant V word running
Yes,
around.
that's why I said one last detour.
Red eyes. What else?
She had the black hair, red nails. They were kind of pointy. Had boots like you, dressed just like you.
Sin says what?
It wasn't me. Did she hurt you?
Well, she might as well have put me in the run herself.
Okay, whatever. We're handling this, right? And she looks at Glyndon.
Oh yeah, we're going to the boats. And we're
Can
gonna
I
find
do-
this person.
No. We're handling him.
Can I do a religion check to see
Yeah,
if he has been
and-
beguiled or something?
He
Sure.
was definitely beguiled.
I don't know that.
Would it be a nature check to know if vampires can do things like that? Or is that an arcana?
That is dirty 20.
You could ask me.
Yeah, you could ask her. I would
Might
call it
lie,
if you
though.
were just trying to recall yourself. I would say more Arcana. What did you get? Sorry, Runa.
A dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Yeah, you get the sense that probably there was some form of coercion, whether it was full on magical or just she was really persuasive. You're not really sure. He's an old man, right? He could have taken pity on a young girl who puts the puppy dog eyes on and everything else, or it could have been something magical, right?
I rolled a 19 on my arcana.
You've heard stories. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I've
kind of
heard
all they are
stories.
to you, but
Ben, I've heard stories of your kind being able to persuade and beguile through magical means, innately almost. Is that any way true or possible?
Do you want to find out?
No. I just want to know. I want you to look at me without trying to charm me and tell me the truth.
She looks at you. And she debates charming you. And she says, some.
Is it possible this person that you met could have done this?
I could have done this.
You're not helping your case.
Sin
Just
steps
telling you the
forward and
truth.
says,
You wanted the
could have
truth.
done this.
What's
Look, I
it?
think we need to go to the docks. That's where this, and then we need to go find this guy. Like we need to, I don't know. We can't
Shouldn't we
split
protect
up,
the
but-
guy who's like about to be put on executioner's run first? Isn't that more pressing? And then the one guy who's dying.
Morthos, by now you feel okay, by the way. Walking in fresh air did you quite good.
Just taking in the sun. Oh wait, it's not sunny. No, is it?
It's sunny.
Okay, yeah, just taking in the sun.
Doesn't rain all the fucking time. Just most of the time.
Speaking of, she's gonna look at this dyer and say, what time did this happen?
It was late. She got me just as I was closing shop, which is partly why I didn't want it, and the second part is because I knew that I would anger Quixote.
Well, how does Quixote know you have anything?
She is a merchant prince. The merchant princes have
quiet.
spies everywhere.
Then you would be dead by now.
Well, I'm going to be dead with this
get rid of it.
You do not understand what this means. This coin means I am marked. No matter where I go, the Itepka Society will follow me. They will hunt me, and they will kill me. Or they will bring me back and put me in Executioner's Run. Either way, I will be dead. If you do not want to help me, that is fine. But the boy stays on the street.
I think
And the
you
old
don't
man
really
kind
need
of
Did
has...
not say that. Do you have an appointment with that merchant prince, or?
No. I planned on going there and begging her forgiveness. They are always at the Golden Throne, are they not?
I have no clue. Do I look like I'm from around here? And I point at my whole attire and stuff. I only met one merchant prince so far, so I'm not sure about the procedure here.
You are friends with a prince?
I did not say friends. I said I met one.
More of an acquaintance.
And by the way, we have an appointment.
We have no such thing.
I required something.
Well, then...
Let's all go to Golden Throne. Then we can give our news and we can try to save this man's life.
Yeah.
Over a fruit? I don't understand.
Yeah, the boogie juice? What's the deal? What's the deal with the boogie juice? Why is that illegal?
It is made to make poisons.
But it just makes you dance. I mean, sometimes it makes you throw up.
But in its concentrated form, it can be very deadly.
I see.
And so the trade of it is restricted. And also, I am a dyer. I am not supposed to be dealing in fruit. That is controlled by someone else. and you've gotten the image once or twice before of kind of how things are run, but it's really finally starting to set in that whatever a merchant prince controls, whatever they are in charge of, that is their job, and no one else does it. It is very much a city run on monopolies.
Is there any chance I then would be able to know if this guy was compelled or persuaded? Like which one?
The only possible way I can foresee you knowing that is by trying to charm him yourself. Because somebody who had been beguiled before would probably be easier to beguile now. Especially by the same kind of means.
But they get hostile after I do that. Okay. I just kind of want to try and persuade him and see how easily he breaks.
Okay.
So, I want to see if he's super easy to just persuade into doing something.
What are you trying to persuade him to do?
Give me that fruit, please. I would quite like to have it, and I don't think it's safe in your hands.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Oh, shit balls. Okay, 16?
16. He says, you will take it from me? Take it away?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, right away. I will be back. And he walks away to go and get the fruit.
Guys, that was really easy. Like, it did not require any effort. It probably wasn't a compel. It probably was just some sweet talking.
I believe you.
Thank you.
Sen just looks at you and goes, yeah, okay.
Well, now I'm going to have some poison fruit, so that's cool.
Or some boogie juice.
Yeah, right? Well, should we go?
So we can you guys are talking to the merchant prince. At the same time, shouldn't we keep tabs on our vamp friend?
I have
I
a
agree.
pretty good feeling she's going to come to us.
Yeah, I just
I
let her
can
come
only
to us. We have
say
Van with us.
I asked for an audience with Wakanga Otamu for this morning because I hoped that we would be going afterwards to pursue our goal in destroying you know what. So I wanted to go to Golden Throne soon because I wanted to give them the information we had and hope that they would help us or could give us some information or just advice how to get to Omu on the quickest and safest route. If you want to use that time to look around for our red-eyed friend,
I say we go talk, and then if we happen to run into it,
we have to go to the
and-
dock most likely if we really take a ship to the other side of the Chalton Peninsula. So yeah,
Well, we should definitely go see Wakanga.
yes. And Zintra Sylvain,
Yes.
if she is still under amongst.
Hopefully.
Yeah, she didn't look so good when we left, and it has been 2 months now. So
Okay. So you guys begin picking your way to Golden Throne, which, if you'll remember, stands on one of the three major hills that sits in the city. Again, having spent enough time here, even in the few days before you went into the jungle and now the kind of day that you've come out, you've slowly gotten to know this place. And at least in the city, you feel kind of less of a threat. Morthos, you feel death right on your shoulder, but that's
by the way, I want to walk right next to Morthos and say, I had a dream last night. In the morning, I remembered the vision that the Naga showed us about my mother. She was wearing a ring, and it gave her some form of magical protection against the death curse. I don't know. I think it can't cure it, but it can maybe stall the process. So we might want to hear around if there's something to be had in Port Nyanzaru.
Do I hear this?
I say it loud enough that you can hear it as well if you are walking
then
behind.
yeah, if you're within the group, Selenia, you'd probably hear it.
I'm gonna say we should also get like something to resist electricity damage as well.
Oh, that's a very good idea.
Good point. We keep getting beaten up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sin looks at you and says, I'm sorry.
It's to help you and help us at the same time.
Yes.
Well, if y'all weren't in my way,
Oh.
Well, if you didn't have a big radius either.
I didn't get hit by that.
oh, that's good. You're staying out of my way.
Nobody asked you.
Yeah, that's true.
well, that does
Well, if you are
definitely inspire
gobbled
some
up
hope.
by an undead Tyrannosaurus, it's hard to stay out of your way.
Sin just looks away.
It's too early, Runa. It's too early for that.
Damn, Runa.
I'm not laughing.
All right, so you guys begin picking your way up. Tension's a little high. Maybe it's the heat of the day getting to you
Maybe
guys.
it's the dying.
Maybe it's the dying.
Or it's a
Does a lot
god.
to people. Does a lot to people. And you approach Golden Throne. Golden Throne, for you and the viewers, is a very opulent palace. Now, interestingly enough, the architecture of this palace stands apart from the rest of the Chalton architecture around it. And as you approach, you can see that it is very open air concept, and the familiar honor guard of men are in front of the throne. However, there are like 2 extra patrols with them, suggesting that perhaps 2 princes are actually holding audience inside the throne right now. And so you would have to approach one of them at this point. So you do so. The guard says, what can I do for you?
Good morning. My name is Runa Rikasdottir. I'm a servant of Holy Kalimvor, and I was sent out into the jungle by me and my party by Watanga Okam. Tanga Otamu. Runa can say it perfectly, and we come with news. And I requested an audience with him.
Yes, he received this message. He
And
bids
is
you
he
to
in?
go with his guard to the villa.
Oh, very well.
And
The
at this
other-
point,
Okay, the other merchant prince who's in residence, who is it?
Coyote holds audience in the Golden Throne at this moment.
Just OOC, is that the one that the old man was worried about?
Yes.
Okay.
Did the old man give me the fruit, or did we leave before he gave it to me?
You left before he brought it back.
Oops.
I look at the group. Should we try to get an audience here as well, or should we first take care of our business?
We can do
Well,
both.
Yeah, we might as well. We're here.
Okay. Is it possible to talk to the other merchant prince before we go see Otamu?
I will see. Wait here. And he walks away. And this is all, again, bidding familiarity. Oh, great. And he comes back, and sure enough, the merchant Prince Coyote is busy. She bids you to return in 3 hours.
I would quite like an audience now. My name is Lady Livin Claremont of Darkhold. And she
You are
shows him her
noble?
signet ring. Indeed.
Wait here. And he walks away.
Nice, flashing the badge.
Comes back. The Lady Coyote will see you.
Thank you.
You
Nice.
enter into the palace, and this is actually your first time in the interior of the palace. And you can see that the inside of this palace was definitely built always as a palace. It has a major, huge grand foyer that opens up, has 2 curving staircases that go up to the top, where it juts out in a balcony, kind of like a center pole, kind of juts out, standing on a column. And there is a figure sitting there. All around you, you can see kind of separate chambers all up on the upper floor and the lower floor. And the figure sitting in the chair is typical Chalton woman. She has large black hair, kind of up in this kind of ball shape look around her. It's basically a fro around her head. And she wears dark leathers, and yet does not sweat, and has a golden kind of forehead circlet that's got all these dangles and gold shiny bits. And she says, "Welcome. Come before me."
Vin walks forward and does like a slight curtsy.
What do I call you people?
I'm the Lady Livin Claremont, and these are my traveling companions.
I bow.
They serve you?
We serve each other.
You are mercenaries.
Maybe.
What can I do for you?
We ran into someone today who has a certain fruit that I gather is illegal. A
Fruit
monkey
is not
fruit.
illegal, but the selling of fruit outside those stores that I control, and the
Yes.
buying of fruit from those stores that I control, is illegal. Who is this man you speak of?
I didn't catch his name, but I do know that the person who sold it to him is not from here. Is there any way we could work this out to avoid any punishments?
I take a step forward and I say his name is Omala, the Dye Master.
I was trying to protect him.
Ha ha. Yes, the bumbling Omala. Oh dear. Well, it just so happens that there is a way that I could perhaps forgive his indiscretion.
That would be so gracious.
It is not that easy. First, you must do something.
What's that something?
I need you to kill a man.
Oh, we're not allowed to do that. And she looks at Runa like,
What kind of a man is he?
Yes. And why?
That is part of the deal. No questions asked. All you need to know is his name. Shago.
Does that ring a bell?
No.
You won't give us any information about this man.
All I
I'm
can
not-
tell you is that he works as a guide out of Fort Belorian. Works for the Flaming Fist. I wish to see him dead.
We had a run with them. No, not Flaming Fist. No, it was the Art of the Gauntlet. I am not an assassin. I am a cleric of Kalimvor, and I'm not going to end lives just without an explanation. If he is a criminal and wanted, then you should put him on trial. I'm not going to save one life in order to just kill someone else. It's not a deal
They
I
don't
can...
do trials here. They do the run.
Yeah.
Well, it is still a trial. If you make it, you are free to go.
Does anyone make
Can-
it?
A few have.
Can someone else go for into the trial instead of the old man? I'm not even sure what kind of trial it is, but I'm just asking.
And that has never been done before.
What about a 6 for 1?
That only happens in the Great Arena.
Could we do a great arena thing instead of a run and get him free?
No.
You make a
Trial
bunch
by
of
combat.
money.
I would prefer this man dead. And it does not matter to me if Omala dies. And, as you say, holy woman, Omala is a criminal in the eyes of the land.
What if we can bring...
He will serve his trial, and if he makes it out, he will be deemed innocent. If he doesn't, he's no longer our problem.
What if we can give you the culprit behind the... I don't know.
I don't
underworld?
think-
The
I think he had
culprit
been
is ignorant.
persuaded to take that food. He would never have taken it had he been in a clear mind frame. He knows the rules of this city.
He was
Out.
quite worried. He wouldn't shut up.
Yes, he knows the rules, and yet he continues to break them.
So this is not forgive me. This is not the first transgression.
No,
I
not
see.
even close. Omala does not wish to pay my prices, and so he goes elsewhere. And it is finally enough. At
Indeed.
first, he was just a thorn in my side. Now he digs deeper.
We can find someone else to take the boy, I say to Glendon.
Yes.
That is true.
By the way, where is the boy? Did we take him and drag him with us?
Yeah, I assume so. He left him outside a Golden Throne, though.
Okay.
Do you need a servant at all, Grand Merchant Prince? And I do like a slight bow.
It depends. Are you offering your services? Because I already tried to hire you to kill a man, and, first impressions and all.
No,
I wasn't that impressed.
less demanding services, menial labor.
For a child.
Let me see the child.
I'll go get the child.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say he's your ward.
Push him in the front.
Chihuahua comes in. Boy,
Gotta say it like Kratos.
these friends. The boy kind of looks up, shakes his head. What, they just took pity on you?
Yeah.
The boy kind of like nods his head. Huh. Outsiders. Yes, I suppose I have room for the boy. He will come in handy.
Inside check.
Sure.
Don't have a good feeling about what it's in. 27.
27. When you hear her say, he will come in handy, you get the sense that she doesn't just mean scrubbing pots.
Okay.
You're not sure if it's like...
Train him as a rogue or
It's
something.
greasy. Yeah, it's greasy, but you're not sure what kind of grease.
But she's not
Is
going to
there-
outright kill him or
No,
something.
is
no,
there
you don't
any-
get that sense from it.
Okay.
Well, that's it. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't look pleased, but I let it go. I have bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you leave, rejoin with the rest of the group. You notice that Quayothe has requested for the boy to polish her boots while on her feet. The boy immediately begins to go to work. And you join the honor guard headed to Wakanga Otamu's villa. As per usual, you approach. It is walled in. And as you enter in, you can see that all sorts of arcane symbols are about, and flame that hovers in lanterns without a source. And you hear, "My friends, welcome back home." And looking up, you can see this figure, Wakanga Otamu, with the 3 braided beard down the front, the very colorful cloth draped around him with the gold kind of necklace. He says, "I had thought you dead. Come, let us eat." And he takes you back into the familiar sitting room. You guys sit on the pillows and begin eating the very familiar foods that he fed you, and you begin downloading him with what happened. How into detail, like, you don't have to go into detail because that would be really long, but how into detail are you going with everything? Or is it just mostly, yeah, we went to Firefinger, then we went here, then we went here, then we went here?
I would assume anything that pertains to the mission.
Yes.
Okay, so mostly just dabbling on the soulmonger and everything.
Yeah.
And you finally come to where you say Omu and everything else, and he says, that is interesting. Very
You look
interesting.
worried.
He says, that is not a name I have heard for quite some time. It is quite unbelievable that you come across this.
How so?
That city was long thought destroyed, gone, wiped off the face of this land. The fact that you now tell me it still stands, and not only stands, but has this thing that I still cannot believe is in Chult.
And it's populated by UNT, as far as we know from what the prophetess told us.
Yes.
Yes.
Not a friendly city, that is for sure.
And how do you intend to get there?
That is a good question. We sought your advice because you know this city and this land so much better than we do, and we hope that you would give us advice which way to go. I think if we go by foot, it will just take too long. So maybe
He says,
by
yes,
boat?
to get all the way down to where you say, between the peaks of Flame and Valley of Lost Honor, It is quite a ways.
Oh, yes. And what
But
about
should you take a boat,
Yes.
there is only one way by ship. That
Yeah.
is along the western coast. But it is also the most dangerous.
We have another option. We were told we could go see an Aarakocra encampment and get flight, and then fly.
We saved
here's
one.
Wall, I believe.
I have not heard of this place. Or if I have, I did not care to remember. But flying may be the way to go, but the evil terrafolk and other flying things would see you as an easy prize.
We
They
are
could
no
try.
such thing.
I see that, he says. Well, you seem to have your mind set. You do not seem to need any advice from me.
Okay.
Would you perchance lend us a boat?
He says, we are not that close of friends.
We're trying to save the entire world, especially your country.
He says, I still do not entirely believe that this is what you say it is. But
Morthos,
I look at Ven and I like,
I can give you a deal. I will write a letter for you, telling Zindar to give you a discounted rate. You can go and rent the one in the harbor. I think it is called the Brazen Pegasus.
how do you not believe
that's a
that
great plan.
this is a real issue when you have Cinder Sylvain, who I hope is still alive,
She
Yes, how is
is.
she?
living here with you? Do you not see what this has done to her?
I do. But it is hard for me to believe that there is an artifact in my great land causing
You're-
all of this problem.
Your great land has fallen into rubble and disrepair, and you can't even traverse it.
We do not need to. Look at what we have here in this wonderful city.
And yet, we still get requests to leave the city and do things for the people here. How you do not have everything you need here. It's obvious.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying, wouldn't you like to help? You know, possibly get your entire land back? Have an entire city to yourself, not share it with the other merchant princes?
He says, you are talking of me being king.
Maybe. If you assist us, we can possibly get you your land back. You won't have this curse over it, and then you can go take Omu, because you're the only one who knows it's there.
I have no wish to take Omu. I want Nianzaru for myself. I want all the other merchant princes out of my way.
Imagine the honor and prestige you will have if you're the only prince who helped save the world. With that
And
amount of honor
imagine
and-
my shame if the only people that a merchant prince has ever helped does not ever return or
No one has
fails.
to know.
It
No
is a
one-
bad investment. It does not have a good payout.
Then your land or then your city will stay like this forever. When we finish our goal, when we complete what we have been sent here from all different parts of the land, of the world, you will just be another merchant prince, not a merchant king.
But I will still be rich like a king.
That's what helps you sleep at night.
Are you asking does it or doesn't?
Well, I like sarcastically, like, if it helps you sleep at night,
Okay.
then good for you.
He just chuckles.
I guess a writ of a discount to a rental of a ship is good enough for us, I guess. As good as we're going to get.
He says, if you wish to see Sindra, now might be the time. She has Not very much left in her.
I would like to go see her.
I would like to ask
He-
Wakangu one more thing before
He
they
rings
can
a
all leave.
he rings a bell, and a servant comes to retrieve those that wish to go and visit Syndra. Wakanga just sits there eating grapes.
Wakonga, can you a personal favor? No, I just met you, and I can say my intentions are good, but you won't believe me because we've just met. I have to report in to my superior, and the way that the city deals with it is quite steep in its price. I was wondering if you could help me out in that regard.
Possibly.
I just need this letter sent to someone in the, pretty sure it's Fort Blind.
Yeah, it's Fort Polarian. He says, I could do this for you.
You would also be doing the Emerald Enclave a great service as well, expediting this process for me.
They are a very handy service. It was one of them that brought me one of this. And he pulls out a book. It's an old, tattered journal. And he says, this came out of the jungle 10, 15 years ago, when your people were first exploring. He says, I have no longer a need of it.
Do you mind?
Not at all.
I
He says
appreciate it.
It deals with something that was found here. And he points to a section on the map. Now, on this map, unfortunately, looking at where he's pointing, it literally looks like he is pointing 3 days north of Camp Vengeance. North and west. So completely out of the way of where you are. But flipping open, you can see that this is a journal of a wizard who had a traveling companion that was a shield guardian. And he spoke of the construct named Vorn, keeping him company and keeping him safe between his adventures. And then it kind of scribbles off, and you get the sense that perhaps this dude died, and now the construct has just been standing there waiting for somebody to go and get it.
3 days north of Vengeance. He's thinking, I mean?
Yeah.
Thank you. This is something I can bring up to the rest of the group. A shield guardian, I've heard, is quite powerful. But I gave him the letter addressed to the name of the druid at Fort Blarn, if I know her name, or I just put, if it's something that has to be sort of semi-secret, it would just have the Emerald Enclave symbol sort of near the back left corner or something like that. Just like
Okay.
It's from us.
Okay.
I mean, they asked for 10 gold, and that's just a lot. I can pay you back in some other regard, perhaps.
He says, it is fine.
Thank you.
Consider it my way of investing.
Thank you. And I'll rejoin the group.
Okay. So who all went up to see Syndra?
Morthos left.
Okay, Morthos, Runa,
Simon went
Selenia.
with Morthos.
Okay.
Yeah, Morthos is gonna walk down to wherever like import needs are, like towards like a beach like area.
Okay, Morthos, you left.
Yeah, I'm saying that I left.
Oh,
Okay. So, you leave all the way down. Sin goes with you. You find a beach distance away. You kind of very curiously begin dipping your feet in the water like you always do, looking around, and interestingly enough, you see as two brontosaurs are actually being used to pull a boat, another boat up and out of the water into kind of dry dock. And you can just, you're still kind of amazed at this place.
He is gonna go ahead and take his shirt and jacket off and his boots off and just go for a swim, I guess. But like trying to hold back tears because he's thinking about dying.
Okay, Sin, you've picked your way down a little bit behind, kind of watched curiously as Morthos did this, and you see him kind of out in the water all by himself.
Sin doesn't care. He just lays down and just kind of reminisces the past and thinking about Talos.
Okay. In the meantime, Runa, Selenia, Ven, did you want to go see Syndra?
Yeah, what the heck?
Okay. All four of you then, Galindon, Selenia, and Ven, arrive at a bedroom that has an honor guard standing out front of it, too. You look at them, and they kind of seem to know. And they say, "Do not touch her. She is very sick." And you open the door, and you can see that somehow they have actually managed to cool the room a little bit and actually keep it at it's like they've put in air conditioning. It's this nice constant cool temperature, and all you can hear is just this horrible wheeze coming from Syndra, just this nasty
I do not know this woman, but there is an old elven song that we used to play on our flutes for our sick and fallen. So if you don't mind, while you speak with your friend, do you mind if I play the elven flute?
Sure, go ahead.
It's a very soft and very very faint, very beautiful. Sort of, if you had Elvish, it would be a sort of lament to end up getting well and getting better, restful sort of song. Tune, sorry.
I step closer to the bed.
Okay.
And is it very high or?
It's like a regular bed, so I mean, you're kind of standing over her.
Okay, so if I kneel on one knee, I would be eye level?
Yeah,
or?
yeah, pretty much at eye level. I mean, your
Okay.
heights are, of course.
So I'll take knee to get close, but not too close, and not touch her. My lady, Syndra Sylvain, can you hear me? It is me, Runa Rikastordir, the servant of Kalimvor you sent into the jungle to solve the riddle of the death curse.
Yes.
We have come closer to solve it, and we know what causes your suffering, and I want to make sure that you know that we have not perished in the jungle. We know who is behind it, and we will go after him and the device that we know as the Soulmonger. You need to hold on to this life a while longer.
I've been trying.
I know. And I can see that you suffer.
I just want to die.
Don't die just yet. Not before we lifted the curse and you can walk into the arms of Kalimdor to be sent to whatever afterlife you've been praying for.
The gods, they won't have me. But it's a nice
If you If you have not been faithful in your life to one of the gods, then my God will take you in. He will judge you and will take him into his city and the crystal spire. Just hold on a little while longer. And
she raises a hand just slightly off of the bed, and she kind of reaches over to touch your hand, to kind of pat your hand.
Mhm.
And as she does, the kind of sheet pulls off, and you can see that her skin is literally falling off. There are chunks where you can see bone. There are chunks where you can just see rotting, festering infection. You can imagine that she is in a lot of pain.
does my knowledge of religion and medicine tell me if I use one or several of the charges of the Naga's amulet, past greater restoration, would that give her some solace from the pain?
It would give her solace for sure. It wouldn't really end the curse, but it would probably give her solace at least.
And would it prolong her life so she will live as long maybe as Morphus? So she has the same chance that we
Maybe. I mean, she was affected from the death curse from the very beginning. So the fact that she's been alive for 2 months still is, I mean, that's pretty amazing in and of itself.
Okay.
And you get the sense now, Runa, having been around, that the death curse draws from a person's life force every day. So out of game, mechanically speaking, Syndra had a big pile of hit points.
Okay.
Or originally does have a big pile of hit points.
I see. I would like to cast Greater Restoration on her because I'm so sorry because Runa can't just let her suffer if she's the one who gave us the information. She brought us here. She shortened the journey substantially because she did the teleport spell, and she can't just leave while this person is falling to pieces in front of her. So I'm going to use some of the gift that the Naga gave us to cast Greater Restoration to help her cling to life.
Okay.
And I will do so as I say a prayer to Kalimdor to comfort her in her state.
Okay.
And Runa will pray and say, still on her knee, and let the rotting flesh hand of Syndra lie on her hand as if it's nothing. She has seen so much death and dying that it seems to be gruesome, but also quite normal to look at it. And she prays, Kalimdor, great guide, I bow before your glory. As the sun sets over the life of this woman, of Syndra Sylvain, I trust in your glory to light her night. I offer my praise and thanks for the greatness that is your strength. May your strength shelter her, and as it shelters the death, may your glory light her path so she won't lose her way. Kalimdor, we turn to you, trusting in your protection and in your guidance. As the darkness comes, we lean on you. Be our strength and light, and we will forever trust in you. And then I cast Greater Restoration.
Okay. The warm glow begins to surround you, Runa, and you will it on to Syndra, and you hear the wheezing kind of abate a little bit and return to a little bit normal breathing.
Okay.
The hand itself doesn't really, you don't see any really noticeable repairs or noticeable healing done on it, but what you do notice is that the hand is less shaky when it draws away from you. So you do get the sense that you have abated some pain, that you have allowed her to rest, and in fact you do kind of sense with her breathing that she has kind of maybe gone back to sleep again.
Okay.
She might just be so exhausted from the pain, right, that the first moment that you kind of give her a moment of relaxation, she's out.
Rest, my lady, and cling to life. We will do what we can to break this curse. And I get up and very carefully and silently leave.
Okay.
I'll leave after her.
I follow.
Yes, I do too.
Your song was very beautiful.
So was your prayer. That was... Never heard anyone like that before.
It's one that my church uses to give solace to those that are very close in passing over. I hope that she can hold on, because I saw what waits on the other side as long as this curse is in effect. And I wouldn't wish that destiny on anyone.
You did another good thing.
I hope so.
It's at this point you guys kind of realize that Sin and Morthos are gone.
Where do you think
Boys will be boys. Where are they now?
Where do you think they are?
Off playing a game.
If you'll excuse me, ladies and sirs, it's one of the guards. They went down to the shore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will retrieve them.
So you guys begin heading down. Now, the waves are washing on the shore. Morthos, you've kind of finished swimming. And as you finish swimming, you see somebody approaching from behind Sin. A man in full plate armor. In this sun. He's tan of skin. Has kind of shoulder-length brown hair that peeks out beneath a full plate helm that he wears. He has a greatsword on his back. And the symbol of a sun on the front breastplate. Sin, you hear these footsteps kind of crunching in the sand and the very familiar noise of armor kind of clinking together. And you kind of turn and look behind you and you see the figure kind of pulls out his greatsword, slams it into the ground, pulls off his helm, sets it on top of the sword, takes his shield off his back, sets it down next to the sword. He approaches.
Sin says, "How can I help you?"
It's not me you're trying to help. It's Selenia. I am Lord Dalmas Rayburton. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And he holds out his hand.
I shake it.
And as you shake it, and as Morthos, you come back in, that's where we're going to take our break. So, everyone who is in the chat and watching, which we have quite a few viewers today, I'm pretty excited about that. Please stick around. It has been a lot already with a bunch of backstory stuff just getting revealed. Everybody just went after each other for, tell me what you know.
Left and right.
So, come on back because it's about to get even more interesting, folks. We're going to be back in probably about 10 minutes or so. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tomb of Annihilation. This is Fumbles and Fame, an international Discord community, and we're just going to dive right back in to what is going on now. Morthos and Sin. Morthos, you're just kind of coming out of the water now. Sin, you have just shaken the hand of one Dalmas Rayburton, who apparently knows Selenia.
And what do you want with Selenia?
I have come to help. I've come to give you something that will help you.
Do you need Selenia in person to give this item, or of
I
The
came
thing
to
is-
you specifically for a reason.
I don't know you?
He says, yes, but such as it is, I know you.
How do you know me? I'm not from here.
I have watched you. I have watched you protect your friends.
I look at him and I say, so you've been following us?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Okay. So what is it you have to give?
This. And he hands you a golden disc. Stamped on this disc looks like a sun. Within the interior of the sun is a serpent swallowing its own tail.
I say, I take a look at it. I say, I see the sun, but what does the serpent mean?
That is for Selenia to know, and she will know when it is time for her to use it.
Okay.
And he immediately kind of turns back and he goes and picks up his shield and puts it back on, picks up his greatsword and his helm, kind of shoves the greatsword back behind his back, puts the helm back on. Now I must go. I am already late.
Sin looks away and says, yes, I'll give it to him.
Morthos, as you kind of finally like rubbing your hair out and everything else and kind of look back up, Sin is looking back at you and that figure is no longer there.
What was that all about?
I don't know. He just asked me my name.
At this point, the rest of the party you can see coming up at like a distance.
Well, looks like they're done. I'll get my things together.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. So, the party is now reunited.
I think I have something to tell all of you.
Oh.
I was given something. I asked Utamu to send something for me for the Emerald Enclave. He had given me a journal of... Did I get the name? No. Of a wizard.
Nope.
And this wizard goes on to explain that he had something called a shield guardian named Vorn. I was shown where it was on Wakangu's map, and it seems it is 3 days north of Camp Vengeance.
Well, we just
I thought-
came from there.
Yeah, I'm thinking I know that we have a time limit, sort of, and that Morthos is sick, and that your other friend up there is sick, and people all across the world are sick and dying. This thing, a shield guardian, from what I can remember, might really help us. Might be a really big benefit to us in the fight against.
That might be true, but it took us 2 weeks to come from Camp Vengeance to here. And if you have to go back 2 weeks upriver and back again, then we will lose 4 weeks. And I'm not sure if Sinra Sylvain has even that much time.
Right, but if we could fly.
If we could fly, so which plan do you guys prefer? Should we try to go to Kirsabal to get the spell cast on us for to give us wings or to fly? Or are we going to go to the harbor and use that writ from the Merchant Prince to get a discount on a ship and then sail around the western border of Chult?
Well, Kongu had also told me that this was a offering of insurance to us.
Okay.
This was like his offering to our cause.
I wonder what kind of flight the Aarakocra will bestow on us, because if a shield guardian is like a golem, right?
Basically, yeah.
Big construct.
They're very heavy, and if it can't fly, how will it come with us from Camp Vengeance to Omu?
That is another bridge to cross. But also we could use the ship's writ to sail the other way to where we need to get the flying spell too. Can't we take a ship there? Or get closer to?
I think there's a difference between a ship that sails the sea and a little boat that goes up small rivers that cross the jungle, right?
You could have the ship drop you at Port Castiliar, like the ocean sailing kind of ship, drop you at Port Castiliar, and you do still have 2 canoes that you could load up, and then from there go from Port Castiliar past the ruins of Mesro and down the river Olong towards Kirsabal.
But that would take us at least 2.5 weeks just to get to Kirsabal then, right? From Port Castiliar.
Actually, from Port Nianzaro to Port Castiliar by ship is 2 days.
Okay.
On the water. And then
from the port?
From the port into Kirsabal would take you by canoe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, and then an additional 2 walking, so a total of 8 days, which is just under a week.
So it would take us 10 days from here to Kirsabal.
Just about, yeah.
And then we could fly straight to Omu. Or we could go get the shield guardian thing that can't fly.
You could go do that. Now, if you were to go to Shilku, that would take you about 3.5 days. But Shilku Bay, you'd have to cross around mountainous peaks and then into the Valley of Lost Honor, and then from there into Omu. It would be technically more of the direct route to Omu. You would probably, I mean, without telling you exactly how many days it is from Shilku. 5, 6, 7, 10. If you were to properly navigate and everything goes well and you find it very quickly, you might hazard a guess that it would be about a 2-week journey from Shilku to find even the area where Omu is.
So with a bit of luck, it would be 13 days from here to Omu if we go that route.
Yes, but you do know that it is the more dangerous route.
Now, on this map that we have, there's like a little gap in the Mistcliff Mountains. Could we perchance park the boat there, go through that gap, to where Camp Vengeance is, or where we need to go. Pick up that shield guardian, get back to the boat, and go straight to Omu or to Shoku Bay.
Possibly you would have to scale the Mist Cliff.
Well, it looks like there's a gap.
Yeah, not the Mist Cliff Mountains, the Mist Cliff itself.
Oh.
That is the actual sea cliffs on that side of the island. Very much like England's Dover coast, I think. Is it Dover? The White Cliffs of Dover? Yeah, I think so. I'm sure those in England will correct me if I am wrong.
Could we purchase like a ballista or grappling hooks or something to ease that?
You could probably purchase grappling hooks. You could probably purchase climbing kits. It wasn't me saying no. It's just me saying there is an obstacle there for you to get around.
Well, if we get the flying, we can just fly up.
Yeah, but that doesn't help us get the shield guardian to Omu, which I was saying we could take the shield guardian back, put him on the boat, and take the boat down to Shoku.
Possible. Morthos, roll an Arcana check for me.
3.
Okay.
That's it. Just 3.
Yep. You are still distracted.
Also, that's also where I heard Lord Dalmas was last seen. So at Port Castellari, or what is it?
Port Castiliar.
Castiliar, going to Mesro.
Well, that's right above Kirsabal.
So, Sin, you have heard that name now.
Oh, he's heard it before that. Because when we were giving our backstories.
But now it has relevance.
It's jogged Sin's memory.
Yeah. He doesn't act on it, though.
Okay. Just so you know.
What is our consensus?
Well, this shield guardian thing's not a surefire guarantee. Like, it might not be there anymore.
Yeah.
It might not even help us.
That's true. There is would I found in the journal some sort of command or anything like that? Or any sort of how
you
to
would have
work the
known
thing?
from the journal that there is a control amulet for it. Which adds to the further problem of they're probably not in the same place.
It could be where the wizard was last before he died.
Could be. Yeah.
Could be
On
where the
his
shield
dead
guardian-
body.
Yeah, and the shield guardian could just be there.
Be a nerd,
He just expired.
But if you take the journal from someone who died, then you would also take other valuables, right?
Then wouldn't you
point.
take the shield guardian? Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And I was told that the Emerald Enclave gave this journal to Wakangu. So I could go talk to the Emerald Enclave peeps in Port Nizaru here.
There are none in Port Nianzaru. There's only one left on the island, and that's Kawasha, your contact in Fort Balarian.
I don't know about you, but I want to get to Omu as fast as possible. And because our friend here is dying, and that because he saved me, my mother is dying, and also my god is suffering under what the soulmonger is doing to the souls of those who depart. I think I would like to drive that point home every time someone dies. And on Toril, every second someone is dying. More than one someone. And so all those souls are being destroyed. I can't make this maybe this appeal strong enough. Those souls, they don't get an afterlife. They're not going to be reborn. They're not going to go to the paradise of whoever god they worship. They're just annihilated. So we need to do something about that. And every minute that passes without us getting closer to Omo is a minute where souls are lost. And I cannot stand that thought. So I want to get there as soon as we possibly can. And this, I do hear what you say, and I think the Shield Guardian, if we had any chance to know for sure that this would help us in our quest, and that it is where Watanga Otamu thinks that it is. If we had that amulet and everything, then I might consider it. But there are so many ifs, and we almost died on our way from Camp Vengeance to Port Nyanzaru. I would hesitate to face that particular area again. So I say, let's go on ship to Omu. There are too many unknown things in the other solutions because we don't know for sure if Kirsabal is really a place where they can give us flight. And from what we heard, the Arakokra are they look down upon people who can't fly by themselves. And just because he was gracious and thankful for us saving him, but that has been over a month ago. So some people who are in situations where they had to be rescued are not fond of remembering their weaknesses. So we don't know for sure that this thing that was offered, and we don't even know for sure that is even possible. So will he really stick to his oath? Is it really possible? There are a lot of question marks in that. So my vote is for going on ship and take the direct route to Omu, even if it is dangerous. But from what I heard, the danger might be just the normal seafaring dangers, right?
Yeah, for the most part, you get the impression that, mostly they're just talking about pirates.
And what if we're not ready? What if we're not strong enough to deal with Omu?
So what are you suggesting?
That we run in there, that we find more ways of protecting ourselves and protecting each other and dispatching evil, undead, whatever you want to call it, dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, we have 2 weeks of travel from the coast to Omu if everything goes well. So you can cool your ardor on all the undead you can possibly want. We have to fight through UNT and stuff as well. So I guess we will get a lot of training on that road.
But we'll be on a boat.
The boat will only take 3
For
days.
2
and
days.
Then it will
And then
be
you're
about
in jungle.
And then it's jungle again. So much jungle that you will be sick of it after 3 days, I'm sure.
Well, jungle, mountains, and then volcanic valleys. So it'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, and undead and UNT and whatever else a dungeon master is going to throw at us.
Dungeon Master. What is this Dungeon Master?
In this case, it's Azurak.
So you're saying we take the boat straight to Shoku Bay?
In West. Yes.
You have no argument from me. I say we do it.
Time is of the essence here.
Okay. So plan to find a boat. So I'm guessing from here you make your way down to the Harbor Master, where some of you have encountered the Harbor Master before, some of you have not. He is here. He wears light white and blue robes. He is a golden dragonborn. And he is standing outside as you approach, and he kind of looks up, and he recognizes Selenia. He also recognizes Ben and Galinden. And he kind of nods, and he says, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
We're looking for the Brazen Pegasus.
There she is, captained by Ortome Swift and Dark. Now what can I do for you?
We'd like to charter the ship, and I don't know if we speak to you or the captain.
Where do you wish to go?
Shoku Bay.
Yes.
What in Ubtao's name would draw you to want to go to Shoku Bay?
A holy mission, I say, and show my shield and flash my holy symbol.
Well, I suppose that's good enough.
I produce the writ that Wakanga gave us and say Wakanga gave us a coupon.
You have the ear of Merchant Prince. Well, this will get you passage on the Brazen Pegasus for a cost of 8 gold per day for the entire party.
Good.
Can you afford that?
Do we prepay or do we pay at the end?
Or you pay before? Now a warning! You'll have to deal with Aramag. So make sure that that's not the only gold you have.
Who's Aramag? Have you heard that
We'll
before?
just call him the guardian of the Bay of Chult. And he exacts his toll.
And what amount of gold will he ask of us for passage?
Well, that's the annoying thing. He accepts offerings. He doesn't give you a price, he just makes you pile it out until he's happy.
Where is he?
He lives in the water. Under the water, to be exact.
Okay, what is he?
Oh, forgive me, he is a giant dragon turtle.
A giant dragon turtle.
Yes, quite
So-
magnificent, actually.
And he wants gold for us to... Okay.
Yeah, he always takes a fee, every ship coming in and out.
What does he
Is
do
there
with it?
some...
What?
What does he do with it? Does he buy shoes?
I don't know.
He's a dragon. He sits on it.
That's pointless.
It's pride.
Are you friends with Arameg? Or is he just an annoyance?
Friends enough that I don't screw with him, and generally he doesn't screw with our ships. We stock them with enough gold that they're able to pay him off.
So is there some amount that gives us an estimate what he expects?
Last ships we've had going through have paid upwards of 300 to 500 gold
Oh.
in
Well, that's more than
goods
I have.
and treasure.
But those were merchant ships, right? We are just
Well, yeah.
a little seafaring vessel with passengers, so...
Up to you to talk to him.
So do we just throw it in the water until he's satisfied, or is he like, you are 6. I want, I don't know, 60
He
gold?
says, well, you'll know him when you see him. He'll show up. And
But I believe
you either pay him or you end up at the bottom of the ocean with.
Do you think he would be satisfied with me praying for his soul?
Probably not.
That's something that is...
Has anyone ever actually up at the bottom of the ocean?
Oh, yes. Mostly outsiders who don't seek to pay the toll entering into our city. That's why trade's so hard to get sometimes.
Has no one tried to kill this Arameg?
Oh, they've tried.
Forgetting the first part of his type. He's a dragon.
Yeah, but they seem to just abide him.
He's a dragon.
No?
Well, I'd say let's see if the... can you just... You're saying that the captain will take us if we pay her? We don't have to talk to her first in order to charter her ship?
The charter will be worked out between the captain and I. You pay me,
Okay.
I get you passage, captain gets paid.
Ah, I see. So we would give you the fee for the passage and could go and get some...
The first fee
Provisions?
only, of course. The day's fee for the first day, and then you would pay the captain from there.
I see.
Sorry, that
Okay.
wasn't quite clear.
I see.
I hand him 8 gold.
He takes
Is it for every person?
Yes, this is a group rate.
Ah, okay.
It's a group rate. 8 gold per
No.
party.
Ah, okay. So,
All right.
and we need provisions, right?
Setting out
the
in the
captain-
morning, are you?
Yes.
Give you enough time to buy what you need.
Yeah, we need provisions.
Excellent. You'll find those in the Grand Souk.
Thank
We
you.
know. Thank you.
He walks away. You guys are
No.
left.
Actually, I would like to speak with him privately.
Okay.
Oh.
So you follow him into the harbor master's office.
I'm gonna wait for her outside and actively perceive with females or people with red eyes.
Okay.
I came by earlier today and left some letters to be delivered on one of your ships. Have you-
Yes.
Have you seen any late women with black hair and possibly red eyes and red nails?
No, I don't believe I have.
What ship did those letters go to? I would just like to assure myself that they're still there.
The Gilded Griffin. It
Do you
leaves
mind?
in a matter of hours.
Do you mind if I go
Go.
to the Gilded Griffin and assure myself?
Of the letters,
Yes.
I suppose. Here, and he writes you another note saying basically, please allow Ven to go and visit the ship. And da, da, da.
I got my hall pass, so
Yeah, you got your hall pass, basically.
okay. Thank you. And I'll make my way towards the Gilded Griffin. I probably don't know where it is, so I'll probably just wander around until I find it.
Okay. It is docked. You do find it. Galinden, do you follow with Ven? Runa as well, I imagine.
Yeah.
Rest of the party, are you going with? You've just all hung out, let Ven do her thing, or? Okay. All right. So Ven, you tell the party to wait while you go on.
You guys don't have to wait. You can go buy provisions, she says, hint, hint, and continues.
Oh yeah, I don't want to go with her to the ship. I will
Okay, perfect.
see her off, and I will, when I walk to the docks, will look out for women who look like Ven, but with black hair and red eyes.
Okay, so Galinden and Runa, you guys are on patrol.
On
basically.
vampire watch.
The other three of you, what are you guys doing?
I'll just go ahead and start heading out and looking for what supplies I think I might need.
Okay.
I kind of like look at Selene and I say, me and you need to talk.
Oh, okay. I go with Sin.
So the party splits 3 ways. First, Ven.
Quick note, I'm not going to patrol several hours or something. I just want
No,
to
no,
go
no.
through and then go to the Grand Duke.
Right. Kind of on your way. You just kind of,
Mhm.
instead of taking the straightest street, you're like, well, I'll take this one and curl around and kind of come back in. And yeah, okay. So Ven, you come up to the boat. It is a Chultan captain. And he says, what can I do for you, little girl?
So I didn't speak to him earlier, did I? I just spoke to the harbor master.
No, you just spoke to Zindar.
I flashed my hall pass. You have some letters of mine. I'd like to assure that they are in safe hands. Can I see them?
Yes. Come this way.
Okay.
And he takes you down into the very bottom of the ship and then kind of opens a door and he says, the storage room is in there. That is where your letters are. They shall be on the desk.
Does he walk away?
Yep.
Okay. There's no one else around?
Nope.
Okay, I go in.
Okay. You go in, and you can see that the letters are indeed there, still wrapped.
I check
However,
my seal.
yeah, your seal looks fine. As you're kind of looking, all of a sudden you kind of hear this like, and you hear, what? You didn't trust me?
Not at all.
Well, then we'll get along just nicely. How are you again, dear sister?
A little better now that I know my letters are okay.
Well, of course they're okay. I've been watching them this whole time. Ever since I found out my dear sister sent letters to our parents, I had to watch over them, of course.
Ven bites her tongue from correcting her and saying my parents. So, when are you going home?
When this ship leaves, I suppose. The
Have
captain
you-
has already graciously provided me with free accommodation.
Free accommodations, huh? Oh, I heard of your little foray with the dyer in town. You got him in quite a bit of trouble, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Don't play coy with me.
Oh, they said you were good, sister, but I'm impressed.
You shouldn't be. Not yet.
Curious.
So, they sent you here just to check on me? I don't believe that.
She kind of yawns and leans back on some barrels and kicks up her boots, and she's just kind of like, well, honestly, they sent me to retrieve anything left of you because they assumed you were dead.
Well, that's quite rude. They should have more faith. I'm quite alive, as you can see.
Really, sister? More faith in the one that just about blew the entire cover of the entire family by almost drinking a village dry.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You see, I told you before that I heard your stories. You used to be quite the drunk, as far as I recall.
Well, our type of drunk, not the pedestrian type.
Of course, you and I could drink wine until it made even the biggest alcoholic pass out and not feel a thing, unfortunately.
We do like to pretend, though.
Yes, don't we?
Well, what do you do now that you know I'm alive and I'm definitely not coming back yet?
I will go and inform parents of it, and they will tell me what they want us to do. After all, family is everything, is it not?
Family and honor.
Family and honor indeed.
Have a good life, sister. I should see you shortly.
Oh, I intend to have a good life on this ship.
Please try not to kill all of them. I'm not sure you know how to captain a ship.
Well, of course. I still need a crew. But
There you go.
the odd one, the cook's boy, I'm thinking first. Young ones, they're just so extra tasty.
So ripe. I know. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye, sister. She just kind of still just lays back in this room, quite confident that the ship is pretty much hers.
That wasn't uncomfortable at all.
Sin! Selenia. You're walking through the streets of Port Nyanzaru, separating from the rest of your party.
I look at Selene and I pull something out of my pocket and I kind of flip it up like a coin. I catch it and I say, so, this was given to me. I don't really know what it is, but I hand it to him. Or her.
Do I recognize it?
You recognize the one holy symbol. It was the holy symbol of your mentor, but it looks almost like it's been desecrated by this kind of extra addition of this snake eating its own tail on the inside.
You said given to you. By who?
Apparently, Lord Dalmas. Apparently, he's been following.
What? She looks right at you. Why didn't you say anything earlier?
Because I didn't know the discretion of it being important to others.
Well, you don't trust our group.
Not right now.
Okay. Did he say what it's for?
All he said was, "You'll know what to do with it when the time comes."
Time comes. Okay. And how big is this thing? Like, is it like a coin
it's
size
a
thing?
regular holy symbol. It's probably like an oversized coin, but something that a
Oh.
person could like hold in their hand and hold. And
Have you never seen anything like this before?
I recognize one of the symbols, but I don't know about the snake. I don't understand. Did he say where he was going?
He didn't say where he was going. He just came to me directly.
I don't get why he just didn't come to me.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And he said he was like watching us.
Yeah, he said how I like to protect my friends, and that he's been keeping a close eye.
Strange. That is strange. I don't know why he's here in the first place. I don't know. What was he wearing?
Full-plated armor. He had his long sword. He even wore a helmet.
Does this sound familiar?
oh yeah, sounds just like him.
Wow. Wow. Oh, thank you for telling me this. And you're gonna let me keep the holy symbol?
Yeah, I mean, he said
Oh.
you would know what to do with it at a time of need. I have no idea what to do with it, so.
hmm Thank you. I did want to tell you this. Back when we fought that zombie T-Rex, and I told you to swing for the legs. When you did that, I saw like a figure, was it like a lightning form, Tolley?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember. Yeah, it was like a
Pretty much.
man was swinging at the same time as you were. Does that sound familiar to you?
As soon as you say that, Sen's eyes go blue, and he says, "Might have. Maybe Sen wasn't there."
What the Her eyes go wide. Do your eyes go back?
Yeah, and he goes, he looks at you and goes, "What did I say?"
I think you might be possessed or something. Your eyes just went blue, and a different voice came out.
That's weird. Wait. Oh, where are we?
What?
I think I need to
You don't
go.
remember? No, stop. And I do detect good and evil on him.
Interesting. Okay. Let me see something here. This is very interesting as to what's about to happen.
She like runs in front of you and holds you back.
What?
Okay, you get this kind of, it's weird. It's like it pings off of Sin first and then very quickly retreats, and you get the sense of something celestial.
Coming from him.
that, well, it kind of came from him when you first cast it and then just like ran the other way almost.
Oh. Whoa. I don't know how to say this. I just sense like a celestial type thing just come from your body.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It just like I sensed it on you, and then it disappeared, like it left you.
But that's, I mean, there's no way that I'm still human. I'm not a god or anything.
Mm. And you said you got your powers from your god,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So maybe he's like using you?
Talos would never use me.
It's not the first time I've heard of stories like this before.
I'll keep an eye on this, but I don't think my god would use me.
Well, he just spoke to me.
Are you sure?
Or someone spoke to me.
Talos doesn't talk to mortals very often. Like, he doesn't even. Well, I do need to go.
As you
And he
say
kinda
that, Sin, a crack of thunder is heard as a storm cloud begins to roll in.
Do I hear the same thunder?
Oh yeah.
Sin kind of just
Seems
looks
very
up.
natural apart from the fortuitousness of its timing.
Sin just looks up and watches it form.
Okay.
I think there's something going on with you more.
I don't know. Honestly, I've been angrier. I don't know. It's just ever since Runa, I've just been angry. And
I know it's not your fault that happened, though.
I don't care. That's my fault and will be my fault.
Just gonna place a hand on your shoulder. I know. You just can't let that get to you.
That's not the first time
She's
it's happened.
here. She's back. You talking about your wife?
Yeah, this is the second time I've hurt somebody or killed someone.
Thunder again.
I say we both look at it. Let's go find the others. We'll talk about this more later.
Let's.
Morthos. And eventually Runa and Galinden, because you guys didn't take very long to get to the market. Together, you three are in the market. Keep in mind that all of this is happening concurrently. So currently with you guys, it's sunny. And there is light cloud cover, but you get under the tent of the Grand Souk, and once again you are filled, your eyes and noses are filled with the sights and smells of an exotic market, fruits and grains that you don't quite recognize. Some you do now, some you're beginning to get to the point where you can see people selling Yikilwas and Tej and weapons, and some guy is selling dino harnesses, another is selling little dino dolls, little patchwork dolls, and this place is just, there is everything for sale here. You've been here once before, and it's still just, like...
Buy some arrows.
Okay.
Right low.
Okay. Quiver of 20 arrows here is going to cost you 1 gold.
And for the sake of brevity, last time, I mean, we still have our canoes and we still have the rain catcher, so we don't have to
Yes.
get that, right?
Yes.
So we only have to refresh the rations, the gourds with the insect repellent, and the blocks of incense, right?
Uh-huh.
And from the stuff we took last time, I had 20 blocks of incense and 2 of those gourds. I guess that's gone, right?
We'll say that all of that is burnt up.
Mm.
All of your insect repellent is gone at this point.
Okay. So, last time when I bought that, it was enough to for me and Mr. T to have 2 gourds, right?
Hmm.
So I guess
Now, a block of incense is 1 silver. A gourd is a gold. And remember, the gourd is good for an application a day and is also waterproof. The incense only lasts 8 hours.
that's why we took both, right?
Hmm.
I think I'm going to get cool. From how many days is there in a gourd?
There's 20. So probably just enough to
20.
get you to Omu.
Okay.
If
And
all
that-
goes well, of course.
Yeah. So we should have maybe 12 of those, so 2 gourds per person, right? To get there and back if we are optimistic.
Mhm. If you're optimistic, yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe 1 block of incense is 8 hours, so maybe 40 blocks of those. It's just like a little thing, right? It's not
Mhm.
huge,
Mhm.
right? Okay, I'm going to do that then. I'm going to get 12
Okay.
gourds and 40 blocks of incense. So that should be 4 gold for those and 12 for the gourds and rations. How many do you think you can hunt, or how much can you hunt? Last time we used a lot of. I almost casted a spell, create food and water almost every day because the rain was not reliable enough, and sometimes we didn't have the time to really put it out because we have been fighting so much.
I think I can go every morning at least. And
Yeah.
then when we take, I don't.
Do you think if I just take 20 rations, so to tide us over in case
I took
on
16
the
as well.
on the boat or something?
Yeah,
I would take 20 for all of us then.
Yeah, so between the 2 of us, we'd have 36 plus me hunting.
I have
No.
6.
And you have 6? Okay.
The first little signs of distant thunder are heard. You're under a tent, but the rain is coming.
Freakish weather here.
Yes.
I'm gonna be
Okay, then
looking
I'm
for
going
some,
to get.
armor in the meantime.
You going to go what?
You're going to go look at armor, Morthos?
Yes.
Okay, as you separate to go look at armor, and you're walking down, kind of lost in your own thoughts, still very much facing death, really. There's no other better way to put it, I suppose. All of a sudden, calls of, "Look out!" come screaming through the market as this giant barrel just begins rolling right towards you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
That's a 10.
All right. You do not look up in time as this barrel smashes into you. You take the full force of this barrel, taking 17 points of bludgeoning damage as this barrel just smokes you. You guys in the grand suit, you're kind of dealing with the marketers. Then you hear, "Look out." You look over, Morthos is there, and then just boom, just gets smoked off his feet by this barrel. You see the barrel just shatters and breaks open. Water goes everywhere.
I rush over there. Oh no, Marthos!
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Are
see
you
it.
okay?
I'm gonna go see
Morthos
it.
is just lying, prostrate on the ground, completely soaking wet, little bit bloody. His nose is bleeding a little bit. He's not moving, not unconscious. He looks very conscious, but just done.
I can't cure wounds on him and pull him up and prestidigitate him dry and fuss over him, basically. is in charge of the barrels here?
All right.
What are
Looking
you doing
around
with
and
that
shaking your fist, roll me a perception check. Will you, Runa?
Oh, it's my.
You're probably going to nail.
That's a 25
Yeah,
on
well.
perception.
Surprise, surprise. Runa sees something.
Runa sees all. Not all.
As you say that, you see a figure in a cloak kind of duck behind a corner,
Okay.
like away from the scene.
Like that is the culprit who maybe
Yes,
pushed
like
that
very
thing?
suspiciously, that is the culprit, yeah.
Someone pushed the barrel! I yell and point over there and start running. Follow me!
Okay. Galinden, you follow. Morthos, you pick your way up and follow. At this point, you come out into the Grand Souk, and it is just crowds of people. You're not quite sure where this figure is, and then you see a cloak that looks kind of familiar.
Sorry,
Over there!
Yeah, you continue chasing Galinden. You're looking up and around. Nothing is happening. You guys are running through the streets.
I'd like to let it be known I am currently trying, after I get done with my sister, I'm looking for Runa. Like, that's my main goal, is to find Runa.
Okay, well, you knew she was headed to the market. So you head to the market. Sin, I assume you're off just somewhere on your own?
Well,
I
if
was
me and
with
Selenium.
him.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were gonna go look for everybody else.
Okay. So you guys round the corner and end up smacking into this figure cloaked in black, and as her eyes kind of flash at you, you see reptilian eyes just as she kind of peels away from you and runs further down away. About 10 seconds later, Runa comes up, catch them, catch them, catch them, and you guys look back and she's gone.
Catch who?
That person losing the barrel, push it over or whatever so it would fall on Morthos and hurt him. Where is she? He, the figure. And I keep looking. Can I roll perception again? Or is
Sure.
he... Oh no! Why do you fail me now? That's just a fortune.
Is there any way I can roll for something that way? Because they smashed into us. I mean, Sin would be like,
it
what the fuck?
it was that matter of surprise, and then you hadn't quite heard Runa, and then the figure had kind of pushed off and gone on. It was just that split second of like, but no, gone.
Okay. Sin
can't
says,
see them
Sorry.
anymore.
sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
The rain now
No.
finally begins to like just immediately. It's not like a light rain to like a drizzle to heavy to no, it's just instantly somebody just turned on the taps and it's just this heavy rain now. Full
Runa
with
gives-
thunder and lightning.
Runa gives this long, suffering sigh. Of course.
Sin says the thunder and
Typical.
lightning are welcoming, though.
So did you guys buy anything good?
Yeah, I'm going to pick our stuff up. I got rations and gourds with insect repellent and incense and stuff. Are you really okay, Morthos? I'm sorry that we didn't catch the one who threw that barrel at you or made it roll on top of you.
It's okay, I didn't ask for you to do that. It probably was a mistake to begin with. Ow.
I don't care.
Can I find like
People should be more careful.
like a merchant that's selling like enchantments, like enchanted items or something?
You would be able to ask around. Morthos, you're looking for armor, yes? Going back into the market. What kind of armor are you looking for, man?
Medium armor.
The only thing that they have here is chain shirt and scale mail. They do not wear breastplates or half plate here.
Which is more expensive?
They're pretty comparable in price, actually. Both are 75 gold.
I'm gonna try to talk down to 60.
Okay. How are you trying to do that?
Let's see. Definitely take my business elsewhere if you don't want to have any of my coin.
He says, by all means, you are paying the same merchant prince no matter where you go.
Damn it. Huh.
Was I by him at all?
Sure. In fact, you would have come to an armory or a place like this to ask for enchanted weapons. So you would have heard it. Maybe taking a protective stance around Morthos because he's having a really bad few days.
Can I see how the armor looks? Does it look good, like real good, or is it like
It's
damaged or anything?
It's fair looking armor. Definitely hasn't seen damage. The craftsmanship you wouldn't say is masterful by any means, but
I'm gonna go up to the merchant and be like, "Well, sir, this armor here is very not well done. I think the price that you have it set at is a little too high. I think you might want to take it down about how much did you say? Like 60, 50 gold, maybe. And can I use like a little intimidation?
yep.
Couldn't speak for a second.
Happens to me all the time. As was apparent when I said slicks last stream.
That's 16.
16. Slickstein. Okay, good. You kind of give him this glare and he kind of looks at you and he says, 65. And that is as low as I come.
Look at Mark.
Done deal.
Oh.
I can afford that.
You have a deal.
My kingly offer is going to have my head as the transaction.
Is it the scale mail that has the higher bonus than chain shirt, or both the same?
Sure, and I don't have my player's handbook in
I think
front of me.
scales
Scale
only gives you
mail.
disadvantage.
Yeah,
And
it's
chain shirt
disadvantage.
doesn't.
It's 14 plus 2 dex mod and 45 pounds.
Thank you.
Then yeah, just the chain shirt then.
Perfect.
I tell him that.
Which puts
chain
your armor class
mail is
at
better on this.
what now?
Let's see. So 14 plus 2, right?
So 16 is your armor class now. Ooh, ah.
Yeah, that makes sense if I go with the scale mail, so that's what I'll do.
Upgrade.
Oh, you said you're gonna take scale mail.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was actually looking for like rings or anything, like enchanted rings or stuff.
There is nothing like that here. The only one who would deal in things of that nature is Wakango Otamu.
Him personally?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk to Morthos. What do you think if we go talk to? Never remember how to say his name right. Let me just say she knows it, and then see if we can get some enchanted rings for electricity resistance.
Well, I'm down to 4 gold at this point, but sure, I'll tag along at least.
We can just check it out and see how much he's offering.
Okay, at this point, the rest of the party does know your intent to go to Wakanga Otamu, so if any of the rest of you wish to go with, you can do so. Is there any other shopping that needs to be done?
Have I made it there?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Runa, I would like to speak with you privately at some point.
Right now?
At some point soon-ish.
Okay. After the shopping trip, maybe?
That's fine.
Have 2 girls.
Okay.
I'm having. I got some insect repellent for us. And ration. And insect.
Sure, we can talk here. Have all this.
I'm going to.
You really are the mom of the group, Runa.
Yeah,
You
totally.
really, really are.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yay!
I'm going to go and rest early so that the trip in the morning I could perhaps hunt a little bit more before leaving. So I will see you all in the morning. What I actually do is go to the docks.
Okay. And who is going to Wakanga's? Perfect. Sin?
Yeah, he'll tag along.
He'll tag along? Okay. So you guys go. You're stopped by the guards at the front gate. Again, you're asked if you have an appointment.
No.
We have been here earlier, right? We're going to his villa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We
More
forgot
personal
something.
friends.
We have been here earlier. So should I roll persuasion?
Sure. And you'll actually have advantage on this. This has been sitting for quite some time, but advantage from Delazar 78.
Thank you very much, because I rolled a 1 and a 19, so this is much
Ah,
appreciated.
there you go.
So that's a 21 then.
Perfect. All right. With Delazar's help, mysterious being from the far outer reaches of the universe, he affects Runa's fate, and the guard stands aside, saying, "Very well."
There we go.
So
Towards the audience room, right?
you enter in. Wakanga comes in. My friends, did you
I'm
forget
so
something?
sorry. Yes, indeed. We heard that you are the master of the magic items in the city.
That is why I am so rich.
Oh, yes. And I told you about the prophetess who told us about Omu and everything that lies there. And she had shown us visions. And in one of those visions, I saw my mother. And she was wearing a ring who helped dull the effect of the death curse. And I wondered if you would know of such a magic item. It looked like a very plain ring on her hand.
I do not know
A
these.
form of protection ring?
You see, I do not deal in the divine enchantments.
Ah,
I am
who
more
does?
of a arcanist. You would have to find a priest, someone strong enough with the will of the gods. Perhaps at the great temple.
Of Uptau's temple, or
No, he says. Uptau has not had a temple here for some time, he says. I refer to the Hall of Gold, the Temple of Joaquin.
okay.
And now you know what that building is with the big shiny gold roof.
I wonder if the clerics of Tamora would do something or have something like that as well. Because we did fend off a whole horde of undead from their doors when we first
This is
entered the
true.
city.
Maybe you go ask them.
Mm.
Just do not, I tell you, do not go to the Temple of Sun. All they care about is looking pretty.
And don't forget the sex.
Well, this is true, he says. I have. They hold some interesting festival.
That is true. Okay, Temple of Tamora it is then. I'm so sorry to have bothered you for this again.
I do have a question though.
It is no bother.
happen-
Yes.
Do you happen to have any like enchanted rings with resistance to electricity or any kind of resistance?
He says, no, those are rare and very far between. All I ever have are potions and spell scrolls. Things that I can easily make.
What kind of spells and potions? I mean, scrolls and potions.
Well, mostly one that yourself wouldn't be able to cast, but maybe that pale one of yours, that pale friend. And he says, but potions, mostly healing.
Guys want to get some healing potions?
I think we're pretty
We should
broke.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we have enough money if we get that potion. If such a ring exists, if we get one from Malthus. And we need some gold to feed to the dragon turtle. So I'm not sure if we can
Yeah, I forgot
afford
about
them
that.
because they are 50 gold a piece, right? If the merchant is being reasonable for the small ones. I don't know. I would have to be an alchemist to be able to create potions of healing, right?
I believe you can use a herbalism kit to make one.
Oh, okay.
I believe. You'd have to look in the player's handbook, I think. But one of the kits, and I think it's either a herbalism kit or a medicine kit, and I think it's herbalism. With one use of it, and I think 8 hours, you can make a potion of healing.
Okay. I'm not proficient with them,
Yeah, that is
unfortunately.
the other problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
It is no trouble.
Actually, we have a spell scroll from Firefinger. Do we know what that is?
No,
I don't think you do.
I think we would have to open it to know.
It's probably in the bottom of my backpack. Because we probably just picked it up and forgot about it.
Yeah, you don't know what it is because I don't think any of you can cast this spell.
Do
Let me
you
see.
recognize this spell?
He opens it up, and you see a flash of arcane energy
Oops.
in his eyes. Oh, interesting. He says, there is only one of you who can cast this spell. And it's your friend over there, Selenia. It is a spell of commune with nature. He says, with this spell, you briefly become one with nature, gain knowledge of the surrounding territory. In the outdoors, the spell gives you, and I'm just going to drop the accent just so I fight with it, gives you knowledge of the land within 3 miles of you in caves and natural underground settings. The radius is limited to 300 feet. The spell doesn't function where nature has been replaced by construction, such as in dungeons and towns. Using this spell, you instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area: terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or people, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, influence from other planes of existence, and buildings. For example, you could determine the location of powerful undead in the area, the location of major sources of safe drinking water, and the location of any nearby towns. Perhaps very handy for locating Omu.
Well, thank you very much.
He says,
And
it is
you
no
said,
trouble.
Who
You
could
You
cast
can
this?
cast it.
Oh,
It's a druid paladin ranger spell. So paladins, druids, and rangers.
So we hand that to Selenia. Make Selenia carry it now.
okay.
Okay, Selenia, you now can write down that you have a spell scroll of commune with nature.
Anybody else want to ask him for anything?
Sin's got 13 gold. He broke.
Do you remember? I don't remember if I did anything with it, but the Onyx figures from Firefinger?
I don't believe you guys ever did.
Because I know it was just me and Sin that had one. They
I
weren't
think
magical
they were
at
in
all?
Firefinger.
They were just Onyx figures?
They are not, but they would go for a pretty penny. He tells you, well, if you sold these in the jewel market, you might get 50 gold apiece.
Better than nothing.
What about the 4 gems?
They told me they were going to give me 20 gold. I told them no.
We can use those as the offering when we leave. I think those would still work.
Yeah, hopefully dragon turtles don't understand economy.
And those
Oh,
Onyx
that is a good
figures.
idea.
Okay.
Shall we go to the Temple of Timora to see if they have a magic item that will help?
Yes.
All right. So you guys make your way to the Temple of Timora, which is deep within the outside of the city. And actually, you remember because you've been here once before. You guys fought a bunch of undead upon your first arrival and first encounter with Wakanga Atamu. And this area is known as Malar's Throat. And it's a very interesting and kind of cool area because it's built between two very steep hillsides and multi-levels of ladders and rope bridges stretched anywhere from 10 to 100 feet above the floor of the jungle canopy is around. However, it doesn't take you very long to pick your way to the blocky stone structure that is the House of Timora. And entering in, you are immediately recognized. And the figure there actually is a halfling that is serving Timora here. And he kind of looks up and he goes, "Oh, 'tis you. What can I do for you?"
Do you remember us?
Yes,
From 2 months
Of course
ago?
I remember you. You're the
Very
ones that
good.
defended this place.
That we did.
Haven't had anything come back since. Must have scared the right bejesus out of them.
We tend to do that.
Yes.
I can see that big one.
We also
is your name?
have
My name's Glimmer.
Glimmer. Well, priest of Timora, we were hoping that you could maybe return the favor. We are, I heard that there is, or rather, I had a vision of my mother, and she was wearing a very peculiar ring, and it's said to fend off the effects of the death curse, some form of divine protection ring. I described it to Wakanga Otamu, the merchant prince in control of magic items in the city, and he said that maybe one of the temples would be able to help us get our hands on such a ring.
You're looking for something to stop the curse.
Just to give that person more time, not to break the curse, just to slow it
Just to
down.
hold it
so
back. I'm picking up what you're saying.
Hmm.
Look, there's a bit of a problem here.
There are so many here who have the curse.
Well, there's that, and that kind of magic, that can only mean one thing.
What's
That's-
that?
Interesting.
That's soul magic, that is.
Okay. So do you
I
think it
understand what
was
that means?
my mother is a priest of Kalimdor herself? Do you think that one of our order?
Aye, she
created?
probably could have done it, but and I imagine one of one of you did it. But to build something like that, somebody else has to make a sacrifice. They have to bind part of their soul into the ring.
Huh. So it's not just a simple
I
protection.
know, it's not.
Okay.
Whoever did that for your mother must have loved her very much.
I see. Do I know of anyone who could have created such a ring and would have done it?
You know that if the entire kind of priesthood of Waterdeep came together, which is ridiculous because there are a lot of religions there and everything else. You figure that it's completely possible that they made this protection ring, but that it probably involves a great cost.
Okay.
He says, I could get in contact and probably do it for you, but
Some time, I guess. And that's something that we are in short supply of.
yeah. And
Hmm.
apart from the fact that technically a person would have to die to do it.
Yeah, I understand. I see. I did not realize that it was something that.
Does the sacrifice have to be willing?
I look appalled.
He
Wait, what?
says, well, generally, if you're creating something holy, yeah, it has to be
But
of
does
good
it
intent.
have to be?
Well, I'd say so. You're not just going to go pick somebody up off the street and bring them
But
in
I
and
have
murder them in my
someone
church.
mind.
And who might that be?
What if I say they're not a good person?
All lives are good. It's
What if-
just the choices that somebody made.
And I point at him and I point at Runa. And I'm like, you hear that? He's speaking truth. Before you were like all anti-undead. Blah, blah, blah.
They are not alive. What's your stance on undead, pray tell? I asked the
Well,
priest
they're
of
dead
Tamara.
fuckers and they deserve to be burned.
Thank you!
What about
Point
made.
made.
Not all undead? Why all undead? I'm not talking about just zombies and skeletons. I'm talking about things that have personality and lives.
Well,
What
as you can
fucking
see-
undead thing are you talking to that's got personality and is alive?
Let me think.
Okay,
Maybe like a lich, like
how about
Azurek,
this?
the one who is behind all of this.
I know of a particular vampire that could probably be used to make such a ring. Now, you're
You
saying
know a
that we
vampire.
can kill
What?
someone.
You know the
Oh, man.
vampire personally?
Not necessarily personally. They're not very nice. I've met them on a
You know,
couple
you're looking a
occasions.
bit pale yourself.
Then it gets in your shoulders and goes,
And, and you see he actually very quickly, without even asking your permission, casts a spell.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And he kind of gets this look on him and he goes, you can get the fuck right out of my church.
Bye! I'll just be leaving now. She walks out.
What was?
And I'd be asking the rest of you why you'd be walking around with an undead thing. Well, at least half.
He is not really undead,
because she's really not that bad of a person.
and she's trying
Why?
to. From what I saw, she's trying to ward off that part of herself. I have never seen her raise a hand in
Fred.
anger against another creature, and she has not been drinking from the living. So,
Well, why?
she-
Not that you've seen. They're pretty good at hiding it, you know.
so far, I trust her.
You're
She-
very trustworthy, that's all I'll say. You must have the luck of Tamora on your side. Well, as for the ring, I can't quite help you. It'd be easier turning her back into a human than anything.
Can that be done? As far as I understand, she has been born like that.
Aye, there's a certain degree of luck to it, but I've read
Tell me
stories.
more.
Well,
Look at Runa.
Maybe we
Safe.
can help her.
Maybe she doesn't want help.
Bruno, we still gotta go.
Yes, I know. But this is very interesting. I might come back
He
if I
says,
survive this.
you know what? I'll write you a recipe. Instructions, if you will.
Okay.
For other people, not her. She may not want help.
It involves a lot of things. One of
Okay.
which is rumored to be waters from Mount Celestia. So I mean, it's a high in-depth thing.
See. Nothing is ever simple in Charles. I get it now.
He says, well, not with this curse going about. That's for sure.
Yes. We are going to do something about it.
Well,
in
may
case,
tomorrow's luck shine down on you.
yeah, I give this halfling the quick breakdown what we are going to do in case we need tomorrow's luck and maybe, yeah, things go south.
You can pray for us.
He says, here's the least I can do. And he begins to pray a blessing over you and will grant each of you the blessing of Timora's touch.
Ooh.
Which means, mechanically, all of you will get this. The next natural one you roll, you re-roll.
I'm not there.
As
I don't
if
get
we're
that.
halflings.
Automatically the next one. So it doesn't matter whether it's a skill check, whether it's anything. If you roll a 1, it's re-roll, blessing's gone.
Cool.
Galinden, throughout this whole time, you have been down at the docks. What have you been searching for?
I'd like to find the Golden Dragonborn and see if
Okay.
I can talk to him alone in his office.
Well, you see, I'm very busy, but if
It's
you
a sec-
insist, fine.
It's a security matter.
As soon as you say security matter, he says, right this way. Man that takes his job serious.
Super serious.
Super serial.
Once we're alone, I'm going to look around for that smoke that I was chasing that looked like it was going against the wind, and try and see if something like that could be in here.
You don't see anything.
Sorry for the brash, hushed, and rushed nature.
Did you say brash? I'm gold, not brass.
No, brash. Brash. I have, I think, reason to believe you have a security breach and a threat to not only your docks, but the rest of the port.
Yes.
Did you have someone come here looking for letters at all today?
No, I was not told of anyone coming to look for letters. I've been busy dealing with the murder house we just found. I've never seen quite the like. At least 20 bodies, completely eviscerated, torn apart. Blood everywhere.
Where?
Down in the harbor. One of the dark alleys, it seems. We're thinking it's a creature.
I have pretty good reason to believe that it's a vampire.
Why would they come here?
don't
Those
know.
creatures, they hate sunlight.
We don't get much sunlight here in Charlotte. The last couple months I've been here, it has not been sunny most days.
Well, that is true. Well, you were traveling with a awfully pale woman. Perhaps we should arrest her, question her.
No, she just dyes her hair black. She's actually a ginger. She has pale skin naturally.
She has no soul, that's why.
If you'll all remember, Ven actually has red hair.
Yeah, Ven's hair is actually red. So
Oh, I thought it was black. I'm sorry.
No. Ven's sister Rosalind is the one with black hair.
Ah. Well, she's got red hair for a reason.
All right, I'll take you at your word. So you're saying that there is a vampire in Port Nianzaru?
I think.
All right, and what would you have me do about it? Search high and low, cause a wide city-spread panic as I search with my guards for a vampire?
Absolutely not. That would be very unwise, and I think you know better. But you could give me access to your
Yes, but
dogs.
I'm wondering. I see.
And you let me go in and investigate.
Well, I suppose that is fine. He pulls out a quill and begins writing you a note. This will get you access. You are not to touch anything
Of course.
besides what is involved. If I even hear of 1 pound of any good gone missing, I shall have all of you and anyone you are with arrested and thrown in the run.
Have all of your goods been accounted for?
Well, of course they have. I'm excellent at my job.
Well, I'm just thinking since the murder.
Well, the murders were just of dock hands, dock boys, men with no families, and some women.
The perfect meal for a vampire. Nobody with any strings attached. Somebody with no strings attached to.
Well, I suppose that's true, yes. I didn't really think of that before.
And this is a very forward thing. Do you have any sort of magical item or weapon that I might use while I'm down in your docks during doing an investigation?
He says, I have a little bit of access to magic.
You have access to magic, you can wield it, but do you have something that you could, just for the time that I'm doing my investigation, because that would feel safer?
He says, I do not know. I have no need of such items. I can protect myself.
That's fair. All right, well, if you give me that paper, I will go down and start what I can. And,
Excellent.
Come back and report down.
Okay. So you head off. While doing that, you begin your investigation moving through. You start at the house, and it is horrendous. It's... Interestingly enough, they're all naked. Some seem to have copulated before they died. Some seem to almost have bit themselves, bit each other. It's this very, very strange scene, but blood is absolutely everywhere. You can see handprints of blood everywhere, and most notably, you can see that there was a figure kind of just laying in the blood. All the other bodies are still there, but there's like a shape of somebody laying in blood.
Can I go and sort of kind of eye measure how big this body is?
Okay. Probably about Ven's size.
Like 5 feet, 5'4".
I'm 5'9".
Oh, 5'9". Okay, so about okay. Is there any trail of blood that leads out a door or into a back room or up the ceiling?
Roll a survival check.
17.
17. You find you do find these kind of bloody heel prints that lead outside and towards the water. But after very quickly they disappear, and so and then you kind of look up and you realize that what has been covering the tracks has been an awning, and anything beyond that awning has since probably just been washed away by any rain that's come down.
How much would I know about vampires? Them being
You know they
unnatural?
hate running water.
Yeah. Shit. It went towards the water through the from under the awning. It went. Into the rain.
Mind you, when I say towards the water, it's not like the water is like right here, and the boot prints are right here. It's just headed in that direction from the greater dock area.
Are there any boats docked in that area?
There are 2 boats docked in that area. One is the Gilded Griffin. The other is the Happy Hippocampus. You're muted.
Sorry, wrong button. Is this better?
Yeah.
I'll go to the one on the left.
That would be the Gilded Griffin. So you approach the Gilded Griffin. Seems like a regular boat, run-of-the-mill. Captain's working up top, crew's working up top. Everything's perfectly fine.
It's pouring rain right now, like Helm's
Yeah,
Deep,
it's
coming
oh
down.
yeah.
Okay. Captain, if I may have a word, I'm sorry to disturb your work. I'm here
Yes.
investigating
Investigating what?
murder, most foul.
Oh, that is not good. What can I do to help?
Can I come up to you, or do you want to come down to me?
I can come down. He walks off his little kind of gangplank walkway down onto the docks.
Looking at him when he first walks up to me and into his eyes, does he seem all there? Does he seem sort of like that Dyer? Where he's kind of phased?
No, he seems all there.
How has your crew reacted to the murder? Have you heard about it? Do you know?
No,
What
we
is
have
it?
not heard that thing. This is the first time you are mentioning it.
There was a house just back over there, and it was
Ah, yes. I saw a guard
orgy gone bad.
present.
I don't know.
An orgy gone bad, you say?
Well, there were some naked, copulated, sanguinated bodies. It was messy.
This
Messy.
is maybe somebody who worships Soon went a little too crazy, huh? Muted again.
I would have thought that, but some of them had bite marks,
Well,
and not your.
you know, I knew
typical-
this girl from once.
Was she a vampire?
No, but she liked to bite.
Well, that's all well and good. A little bit of a nibble is fine, but I'm talking like sink your teeth in and pull the blood out.
This is what people do in their own home.
No, I'm not sure you're actually hearing me. I'm saying that a vampire is responsible, and you're chalking it up
vampire?
to Soonites.
Well, if it is a vampire, then I need to get out of here quickly. And he calls up and he goes, "Oi, boys, we leave tonight. Tonight? Tonight!"
Do you mind if I search your decks and cabin areas for a stowaway?
Not at all, especially if it is a dirty vampire.
Do you have anyone that can accompany me, as I am just alone?
I will
And
come
I
with
actually
you.
don't- Okay, thank you. Lead the way through your ship. It's a beautiful ship, by the way.
Yeah, and he takes you through, and nothing seems out of the ordinary. He throws open all doors. In fact, he does tell you. He says, "Yes, I have. Look, I take letters. I am very trustworthy. I'm not hiding anything from you."
Can I glance over and see the writing on the top of the letters?
There is a stack of them now, and actually, as he's kind of looking, he goes, those damned boys. And he actually pulls out, kind of off from the side, he pulls out this large kind of sheet of dinosaur leather. And then he actually wraps all of the letters in a package together, kind of adding to a waterproofing system for the letters, so they're not just like sitting on the desks and everything.
I had a friend
he kind of-
trying to send letters. If
They are probably in this, he says.
Are they safe? Do you have them still?
I assume they are in this package, but I cannot open it for you.
No, I don't
I
want
would
you to
face
open.
executioner's
I don't want
run.
you to open the package. Could you perhaps show me that they're still in here so that I could reassure her that they're still here from the last time she went to look for them? It was some time ago.
Yes, that is possible.
I appreciate that, and I'll go and
And
check out the
he
rest of it.
unwraps the parcel, and you check out the rest of the ship. As you come back, and he's pulled out the letters, and you can see that the seals are fine. Everything seems fine. You can see that she's actually like written the address on it. Darkhold Castle, 42 Wallaby Way. I don't know.
Captain, do you have parchment and a pen? I wish to make a letter of my own, really quickly.
Yes, I think so. Here. It's here.
On the letter, I'd like to hide it sort of from him, but on the letter, I'm going to tear the bottom corner of the letter and write down the address from Ven's letters. Put that in my little pocket. And then I want to write on the full piece of paper there, I know where you live now. And then fold it, close it, put the address from Ven, and then put it with her letters. And then I will say, that is all. I guess I will check out the other ship. Thank you for being so forthright and forthcoming in my investigation. I hope you have a better night.
You can
I also
see
look
that
for mist in the gaseous form that I'm used to chasing.
Yep. It gets a little bit harder because as the day moves into evening, a low fog rolls in off the bay. So it gets a little bit harder to spot unnatural mist and kind of puts you a little bit on edge. You do go check out the Happy Hippocampus. It is captained by a fat, jovial Omnian merchant who is buying Tej. And other than that, you look around, you don't find anything suspicious. You don't see anything suspicious.
Where are you heading, Captain?
To the fat guy?
Yeah.
He says, back to of course. And then maybe down to Tethir.
Oh,
Man
okay.
owes me money.
Oh, best get that. Have you worked closely at all with the Emerald Enclave? Do you know of them?
No?
Well, never mind then. That's all I needed. Thank you. It's fine here. And I'll head back towards the house.
To the murder house.
Yeah.
Okay, at this point, you guys, the rest of the party, shopping complete, visiting Wakanga complete, visiting the temple complete, you guys just return to Kaya's?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
dinner time.
Okay. So you will have to pay for lodgings again, which lodgings are 5 silver per bed. And of course, the food is Aramag's Delight, grilled fish and veggies for 8 silver, Ubtau's finest, an 8-ounce hadro steak to order with veggies for 2 gold, and the prince's pick, which is leg of lamb with roast veggies and wild root and riath root mash.
Ven's
I
not
take-
gonna eat.
I take the veggies.
Ditto.
And
Okay.
after dinner, I will take time and say to Ven, you wanted to talk to me. What is it that I can do for you?
Yes, can we talk somewhere private?
Like my room?
That would work.
So then follow me.
Okay. So I follow her and I say, I need you to trust me.
Okay.
Do you think you can do that?
I'm gonna start. Yes.
I've never done anything to harm any of you, and I don't intend to, but I need your help.
Okay.
You're powerful in the way of magic, right?
I'm a servant of Calimbor.
But could you, send a message to someone?
Oh, no, I think you have to use arcane magic to do that.
Out of character, I'm referring to the spell Sending, which is a cleric spell.
Oh! Is I have not memorized it.
Something else.
Okay. Let's see. Is it on my list? If so, then yes, I can. You are right. It's one of the new spells, a level 3 spell. Yes, I can. I would have to eat a sandwich and take a nap.
That's okay.
And pray.
That's all right. I'm happy to learn.
But then I couldn't cast. That's bad.
So out of character for the DM here, the spell Sending allows you to send a spell across an infinite distance, but you have to be intimate or know the person that you're trying to reach a message to.
Yes.
And I want to get a message to my father, but Runa would be the one casting it. Is there any way I could either teach her who my father is, or she could cast it through me or something? Is there any way we could do something like that?
Yeah, but which familiar if I'm the one casting it and I don't know your father. That would make it.
I could make a picture of
difficult,
him and tell you about him.
right? Hmm.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Mm.
She'd have to. It would be a check. At the end, it would at the very end it would be a check using Runa's spellcasting ability to see if the innate magic of the spell and how well you describe your father as to whether he would get it. Now you would know if he gets it immediately because he can answer. He can answer in a like manner immediately.
I see.
Okay.
That's interesting. It's a funny little note to the spell. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message.
Huh. That's
Probably
good to
the
know.
most intelligence spell I've seen.
The reason I ask is this vampire in town.
Yeah.
She has something to do with me and my father. I've never met her before, but my father can handle her. I just need to get a message to him.
So he would call her back and
Do whatever it is
Keep
he
her in
needs
line.
to.
okay.
But I know you have to nap before you can do that. So maybe tomorrow
And
on the
pray.
boat
Yeah.
we could try and send this message.
You
And
could call
hopefully
I will prepare the spells in my morning prayers, and or could I possibly do that in evening prayer and cast it this night?
Morning.
Morning. You could come to me before we go down to breakfast, and I will include this in my prayers and prepare the spell and try to do that.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't really want to kill her, but if it comes down to it, we will. I just want to try other avenues before we have to do that.
No.
Because technically she's sort of kind of family.
Family is complicated. I understand that. I don't feel or quite right to leave a vampire on the loose, to be honest with you.
If I can get this message, she won't be on the loose. She'll be brought back immediately under his control.
I see.
Or if it doesn't work, then we'll kill her. Because I guarantee you she will either follow me or go home.
See. We have been through a lot together. And I trust you. You are my friend. So I will do this as a favor. For my friend.
Thank
Even
you.
though it doesn't sit right with me not to go after a vampire, loose or not. But I will do this for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. And then I go to bed.
Okay.
Alright.
As everybody goes to bed, Galinden, you searching around, you're not really going to find any other clues. You're not really going to find much else. Is there anything in particular you were looking for?
Just, I guess, more of a trail of bodies. Can I go back to that alley where I was pickpocketed?
Sure. You pick down that alley and you can see blood pools. The bodies having since apparently been moved. And the blood pools you do find are old and washing away. You get the sense that with this heavy rain too, any kind of trail is going to be gone.
I would like to use Mask of the Wild. I can hide in heavy rain, and I'd like to do that on my way back to the Keisha's House of Repose. Keisha's House of Repose? Kaya's. And I would like to scale the wall in the back where my room is and climb in through the window.
Sounds good. So everybody finds their way into their room at one point or another. Then you enter your room after talking with Runa, and immediately a smell fills your nose.
Does it smell like blood?
Yes. It's coming from a cup, a golden goblet over on the table. And next to it, you see what appears to maybe be a piece of parchment.
I look at it. Look, the parchment, not the cup. I'm trying to avoid looking at the cup.
You look at the parchment, and very clearly you become aware that this is not parchment because the backside of it still has the hair that was on it when it was peeled from the body. It seems as though the skin has been either cleaned or licked clean or whatever on the interior side, and then written in blood is these words. It just says, "A gift, dear sister."
I'm gonna put the skin in my backpack to get rid of later. And I feel like I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's probably a good call.
Oh, 19. I think I'm okay.
You're okay. Shaky, but okay.
Is the there's a window in the room, right?
Yeah, there is.
Okay, I'm gonna open the window and pick up the cup and throw it out the window.
Okay, Galinden, as you're scaling the wall of inn, this golden cup comes flying out of a window next to yours, smashes on the wall behind it, and you see this red liquid just gets splashed
Wait a
all over the
minute.
wall.
It's dark. You probably can't tell it's red. You can probably tell it's just thick.
Sure.
Do I know that's Ben's room?
Yeah, actually, you do.
Can I poke my head in her window?
What's going on in here?
So Galinden just hidey-hos up into your window.
What the heck? This is my private room.
Are you throwing stuff at me?
Not at you particularly, no. What the fuck are you doing climbing the walls?
I was. Don't worry about it. I'm training.
Training?
Yeah. You didn't notice when we were fighting the T-Rex thing that I was up in the trees? I climb a lot. I gotta keep my climbing. Don't pressure me. You threw a goblet at me.
What if I was naked? You just poked your head in.
Well, you wouldn't be naked if your window was open because that would be very unladylike.
We're on the 3rd floor. I got a nice breeze coming in. I mean, I can
There's
have
a
the window
building
open.
that's taller than us.
There's no windows. They can't see us.
Yeah, well, again, enough about me. And
Get out! And
I
she
need to
goes
talk
like,
to you. I'm not in.
I imagine your face is in, so she puts her hand on your face and tries to push you out.
I need to talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Later, go away.
I climb back into my room.
Okay. Climb into your room. And all of you slowly let sleep take you. Knowing in your heads that this is the last sleep on a bed you're going to have. That this is the last sleep in civilization that you are going to have. And that you very well could all be dead in days, weeks. And that's where we're going to call tonight's session.
Yay.
Such an ominous ending.
That was fun.
Absolutely.
So,
Window hanger.
first off, thanks to our viewers. We got quite a few viewers at one point there, so thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Tomb of Annihilation returns same time, May 27th. So set your calendars. You can also go in and set event reminders, guys. Just remember, watching Tomb of Annihilation or watching any of the other Fumbles and Fames groups, including the one that we've got starting tomorrow. If you have a particular one that's your favorite or you just want to know when all of them are happening, you can go into our events and set event reminders that will remind you when we're coming up so that you never miss a moment. To stay completely up to date with all of the FAF news, you can set your event reminders, follow us on Twitter at Fumbles and Fame, all one word, or you can join our Discord and talk to us yourself. Finally, one last little credit for our stream. For those that noticed, our pre-stream and pause times had some music happening during that time. Just want to take the time to thank and credit Scott Buckley. Music is by Scott Buckley. You can look up his stuff. It's all provided free under the Creative Commons license. You can look him up and maybe support him on Patreon with www.scottbuckley.com.au. There is a link somewhere in the chat, and he will be credited below our page after today. But thanks very much, guys, for watching. And it's been fun, and can't wait till next time. See you guys later.
Bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.